Are we live? Did we just go live?
Yep.
Okay, Jesse. Jesse's not there. We're just live. He's not pressed any of the buttons. He's back. He's racing back. Can't hear him. He's muted. He's broken everything. I mean, you know, like.
You know what the issue is? Loop wasn't on, so it didn't loop the video. I was just about to hit go live. Well, and everyone live, enjoy this. I'll cut it out of the actual version, which will mess all of Nick's timestamps up.
If this is your first time or your usual time with us, then welcome to XboxEra. We provide a platform for the Xbox community from our forums and Discord, our main site with the latest news and reviews, and our podcasts like the XboxEra podcast and You Had Me at Halo. We exist, our focus on the Xbox platform front and center, because so many media publications out there don't. We love this community and believe Xbox really can be the very best place to play. If you love what we do, help us. You can join as a YouTube member, or even better, subscribe to us on Patreon. You help us grow and get plenty of perks to enjoy as a token of our appreciation. Just head to patreon.com/XboxEra. And as always, thanks for sticking around. This podcast is brought to you by executive producers TornRaptor and Top.
Oh, hey. Hi, everyone.
Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 185 of the XboxEra podcast, the Xbox-centric publication funded by the community, for the community, because, you know, you guys are awesome and it makes us awesome. If you love what we do, head to patreon.com/XboxEra where you can pledge your support. But otherwise, keep your eyes peeled on XboxEra.com because we are dishing out the goodness all year round. As always, I'm joined by Special Nick.
Oh, what's going on?
Hey, man. And,
Take 2.
and Jesse, of course.
Hello. Yes. See, the people
efficient.
watching, the people listening will have no idea what happened because I'm going to go back, I'm going to cut it out, and it's going to mess up all of Nick's timestamps, and he'll be very upset.
And yes, we do have to make a slight adjustment. We do have a new executive producer, but I haven't had the animation from pre-drag in time to then record the new voiceover and add Lawful's name. So
Passing the blame.
It's just delegation, isn't it? That's right. That's what we do. But yes, like Top, TornRaptor, and Lawpel, thank you very much for your executive production support because you guys are legends. So thank you very much.
Lawpel is back, is he?
He's back as an exec, man. He was like, you know what? I want to be in charge. So he's just risen to the top of the ranks in the Patreon sphere.
He's had quite the Patreon journey.
He has,
Don't think I haven't been keeping an eye, mate.
We've been watching.
You've had quite the Patreon journey, I have noticed. I've watched your journey with great interest, you could say.
That's a great topic about AI, Gary Barwick, and we will get into it. But before we do any of those things, we should probably talk about the video games we've been playing so far this week. I have to admit, I'm going to be one and done. All right, I haven't been playing much. I've been trying to play Alan Wake 2 throughout the week, and I couldn't until today. For me, it was rocking a 0 out of 10 because I haven't been able to get past the first crime scene. So I do all the investigation. Yes, I would clear all the case board. There was no profiling left for me to do. The game just simply wouldn't let me get in the freaking car. That was the one objective. Get in the car and go to Bright Falls. And the car was just like, hey, and it just wouldn't open the doors. Nothing, no buttons to press. I restarted the checkpoint.
You hadn't done something yet.
No, I've done it all. And to prove it, I restarted the checkpoint 6 times. Then I restarted the entire game from scratch. 3 separate times, the same bug. The 4th time today, I did it and it worked. So I'm now in the diner interviewing people and stuff. So it's now crept to a 1 out of 10. And I will report back with my verdict.
It's game of the year, Alan Wake 2.
Well, tough to beat Cocoon for me, but we'll see.
Alan Wake 2 is game of the year.
Got to give a shout out because Spartan P451 has been a member for 1 fucking year.
12 months.
I know. What an absolute legend.
Have we been doing memberships that long?
We've been doing memberships that long.
Just about.
Scary, isn't it? He says, cheers from Finland. Midnight here, so this time slot is better. Thank you, Jesse, for the charity stream. P.S. Name a Game is great. There's a lot of love for Name a Game out there nowadays. You'll be pleased to know, Nick. You'll be pleased to know that even on Spotify, the poll was firmly in favor of keeping Name a Game. So,
because Name a Game is the best.
Absolutely.
I was thinking of a new game show we could do. And this is to appease. We'll talk about it later.
Okay. What have you been playing? Tell me about the games you've been playing.
I have been playing a bug-free, flawless experience of Alan Wake 2. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to do the whole, the game, there's nothing wrong with it. I've been keeping an eye on Twitter, and I saw Gene Park's issues. He's like, it's crashed 15 times for me or something, or 5 times for me. And I'm feeling extremely lucky because I have had a near flawless experience. Like, I had the audio bug at the start in the first cutscene, which I thought was my headphones playing up. So I skipped the cutscene anyway, and then the audio was back. So I'm like, oh, okay, it was probably my headphones. Found out later there's an audio bug. And then I had a moment where an esky was blocking the save room for me for some reason. So I just moved on and kept playing. But outside of that, it's been a perfect experience for me. I got to the end game with Saga. It's like, and it warned me. It's like, oh, you're about to hit the end. I'm like, oh, but I haven't done all those Alan chapters. So I just like left, walked away from the end game, switched to Alan's reality. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to play through Alan's part.
Yeah.
And I'm in the dark city, in the dark world, and I'm doing all the things.
The dark place.
All the stuff.
It is a very dark place.
And I watched a bit of the cutscene because I felt like it was going to tell me something very important. So there is, and I only watched this cutscene because I was in a party chat with a friend, Super Nintendo, and we were talking about stuff. And I didn't want to play while I was concentrating on talking to him, so I wound up watching the cutscene Jesse with Zane, who isn't Zane, is he? Or did I misunderstand what was happening?
No spoilers for me, please.
It's spoiler territory, so I can't say.
Talk about it off. Well, I'm not here.
But I mean, if you wanted to know, just replay the game and watch all the cutscenes this time.
No,
easy peasy.
Can we?
like to? What?
I just want to pause on the subject of Gene Park. I just want to shout out a massive congratulations and sending all the good vibes from us to him for somehow absolutely soloing fucking lung cancer and absolutely kicking its ass and beating it. So that man has been on a journey.
Second time.
Well, I don't think it was lung cancer the first time. It was a different cancer.
No, but it's in cancer in general.
Cancer in general, yeah. Hands down, Gene. I don't know how you're fucking legend. So massive kudos to the man. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure we shouted that out.
I definitely don't believe I'd have the mental strength to deal with that.
Yeah, it was really tough. I can't even imagine.
And I believe Gene may honor us with his presence on the show at some stage.
That would be very cool. That would be very cool.
So yes. So Alan Wake 2 is Game of the Year. It probably won't win it because it's not exclusive to Platform X. So it probably won't win. But it is the Game of the Year. I acquired through certain means a copy of Modern Warfare 3 Vault Edition.
Same. And I haven't played it yet.
I just started the campaign literally before the show started. Jesse, he saw me. I was sitting back there playing it.
I saw it whenever I could hear a cutscene. I just felt you smashing your controller to skip it as quick as you could.
I did. I skipped the first cutscene. There was a sub coming at me, and I pressed A and saw the little skip prompt. I'm like, cool. Held it down and skipped it.
Thank God you skipped that 8-second long cutscene where you go underwater.
And then I rappelled up the visually beautiful, rappelled, and it started as one of my favourite types of Call of Duty missions, stealth. And you put the night vision on and just fucking go through it. Oh, I could do those missions all day long. Those night vision, stealthy, they are the best. So I've only been playing for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. That's it. I don't know beyond that how it works. Purely based on that 10 minutes, I'm not understanding the 4 out of 10s, but that's basing
it changes. So the first mission is the normal linear bombastic Call of Duty campaign. From there on, you get into Warzone maps where they've dotted objectives and loot drops, and you're essentially playing PvE Warzone, which I love. I like open world looters, so that's good for me. I think the story's stupid and the acting's way over the top. The goddamn voice acting's god awful. But
that's Call of Duty.
It is
it's a Call of Duty game, and
it's weird. I understand reviewing a Call of Duty campaign on its own to let people know what it is, but it is 1/3 of a $70 product. But it feels like it's being reviewed as an entire $70 product, when that's just not the way people look at Call of Duty.
The review we're referring to, we've spoken about this before, was a campaign review.
Yeah, but that's the only one that will ever be up on Metacritic or OpenCritic. They don't break it down by type.
No, they never do.
It's the first one.
I still maintain that, especially by the modern review scale, 4 out of 10 is reserved for basically broken games.
Yeah.
From what I can tell, this is not a broken game.
The typical review score for a boring or mediocre AAA game is
it's like 6.
7.
It's like a
7
6.
for AAA. If you're a little below AAA, if you're like that,
6. It's a 6.
I've played plenty of AAA games that got a 7. 6 is when it's bad. A bad AAA game, biggest game.
Well, they gave this a 4, so to me, 6 should have been where it fell.
I'm I'm talking about the norm. Yeah, like even if this was bad, no lower than a 6.
They wanted to give this a 6 because of the fact that it was, and again, fair enough. It was basically the Modern Warfare 2 DLC being advertised and sold as a full-fledged COD campaign, which it doesn't appear to be. I haven't played it enough to know yet.
But also, like, so much of it's not about the campaign. It is the campaign, like the actual number of people who play it out of the people who buy it has always been extremely low. The number of people that actually like play and finish a COD campaign, it's the multiplayer, which is the one part that everyone's like, yeah, this is great. This is way better than the last couple of years.
I'm the opposite. I don't do the multiplayer a hell of a lot. I have my time with it. For me, it's all about doing the campaign twice. Once on easy. I've just started it on recruit. And then I'll do it on veteran to get those veteran achievements. Or no, now that it's just DLC achievements, I may be less inclined to bother.
Fair.
Since the achievements are just DLC achievements. But it appears as this was probably going to be a 6. And then the fact that Xbox owns it. Just added the salsa.
A little bit of salsa.
Added a little bit of salsa, and they said, ooh, hold on, Phil owns this now. I'm going to give it a 4. There was a bit of salsa, Xbox owning ABK salsa added in there. So, visually, man, it's nice so far in the dark. Maybe in the daylight sections, it's not as nice. I don't know.
Fine. It looks good. Like, I mean... It's what it's missing compared to the older campaigns in the more full-fledged Michael Bay, scenes of just insane scale that you rarely get in an open world environment. So it's got that at the beginning. I think I heard it has it a bit at the end, but like the meat of the campaign, especially if you jump objective to objective and you don't do any searching around to unlock stuff, mainly for the multiplayer. Or to just get really good weapons for the campaign, you will do it. You'll beat it in like 3 hours, 4 hours. If you do want to search every level and find everything, you can spend like 15 hours doing that if you want. I just think a lot of people were more like, well, I just like my linear hallway shooting. I just know where it's all coming, Call of Duties, and that's not really this. This is open world objective. You can go however you want. But if you just want to go objective to objective, you will beat it in like 3 hours.
That sounds right up my alley. 3-hour game sounds right up my alley. Sounds amazing.
Perfect. Give me 1,000 gamer score, done.
And it feels great. It feels like, I mean, that's always been the best part of Call of Duty, how the gunplay and how the game feels. And just, man, straight away, that first little set where you go down and they're like, okay, wait for the breach. And then you hear the bomb go off and then the guys get alerted and you just start going... I'm like, I love this stuff. This is the best stuff.
Baby's
I
first
love
shooter.
It.
On the subject of review scores, we've got a super chat come in from Georgie.
Yes, you saw Jim Sterling give Alan Wake 2 a 4 out of 10. I know. That's just like
James Stephanie Sterling. They did do that. They did the same thing for Starfield, a 4.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, why? It's like you're telling everyone, look at this power I have because my reviews are on Metacritic. Watch me try and sink this game. Like, you're basically telling everyone, don't take my reviews seriously.
I don't mind the score if your words, it was like with Starfield, if the words backed up the score, fine. If this is how I truly feel. But reading the review for Alan Wake, I'm like, I don't agree with any of this, of the subjective stuff. I don't agree with any of the objective stuff. Like, this just feels like a hit piece. It doesn't feel like somebody looking
so did Starfield's one. So did Starfield's.
I know. But then you read, like, they did Spider-Man, gave it an 8, enjoyed it. It read like an 8. Like, it feels targeted, and it's frustrating that they're a top critic.
Okay, but
an open
I
critic
get it.
as well.
I get it with Starfield. Maybe James doesn't. Maybe he just hates everything Xbox, and that's why he wanted to give...
It was more an issue with... there was a Bethesda game studio employee who was trans who had a bad... said they had a bad time at the studio, and ever since then, it was like a pretty...
Okay, so what's the beef against Remedy, then?
God knows. Maybe they're just too up their own arse with meta storytelling.
Because yeah, but Alan Wake 2 is objectively not a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't care. I know people can throw the word opinion out there all they want. I don't give a shit. There's no universe where anyone who's not like got an agenda or got other issues against the studio or whatever is giving Alan Wake 2 a 4 out of 10. Like, there just isn't. Yeah, I could see a 6 for someone who has those kinds of issues with the game where they think the writing is a bit dumb and the meta game is stupid and whatever. Or, again, that's for like borderline broken games. Like, that's... Come on.
It's a weird one. But hey, this is what we've
some
been
people
playing.
would say the game is broken. Some people would say the game is broken.
Land.
Like, well, some people... Well, it's not tangent. We were talking about playing Alan Wake 2, and it's a super chat. The experience was broken for you. So, but did James mention the game being broken in their review?
No, just didn't like it at all.
Well, there you go. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not that, and it's I don't care. I hate scores. I don't like them at all. So I don't care about the score. It's just, do your words back up and sound legitimate and stuff like that. And sometimes they're head scratchers, and I just don't get them. So don't really know what else to say.
Yeah. Hey ho,
whatever. Man.
Video game review scores, they're fucking stupid. But yeah, so you've been playing a bit of that. What about you, Jesse? You're normally playing everything under the freaking sun. What have you been playing?
So Assassin's Creed Nexus a bunch right on this. I can talk about it and soon to be on a MetaQuest 3 because Meta's sending me one because I got really lucky this week with hardware shit. So Assassin's Creed Nexus, that review is on November 16th. I get to say it. Ubisoft's all about that now. Nice. That is, it'll be our first VR review. And I'm like, it's an Assassin's Creed game. It's a big thing. Why not? It's extra free content for people. I'm sure there'll be complaints about it. Why are you covering a Quest game on an Xbox channel? It's like, because we like video games. Go away.
Fair. We'll start covering PlayStation next week. Don't worry.
If it's up to Nick, it will be Nintendo very soon. Outside of Call of Duty, the main thing I was playing was Redfall.
Ew.
I know.
He's got cooties.
I streamed a couple days of playing a lot of Redfall. I still really enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun streaming it. The streams were actually mostly positive. The really angry shithead comments came in later.
Now, doesn't it?
And just, Thanos those away. Yeah, I was playing on PC.
Doesn't it run at 60 now?
Yeah.
No, but didn't they patch
it's
it
60 on console.
60 on Series X?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll jump in. Maybe I'll punish myself.
And funnily enough, it's 1080p 60, but the 4K reconstruction is the best FSR2 I've ever seen. I don't know what they did. It doesn't have any of like the bad shimmering that some of the other titles have. Whatever they got going on to go from 1080 to 4K or whatever they're going up to, maybe 1440p or something.
Doesn't
it looks real good.
But doesn't 1080 fairly naturally upscale to 4K quite well anyway?
Nope, not with FSR. With DLSS, it can look pretty good, but DLSS is very specific to certain cards from NVIDIA,
but just in
where
general,
FSR is meant to work anywhere, everything. No. Ask anyone about the upscaling of 1080 to 4K on FSR2 is generally shimmery. It's not going to look great the way this one does. This one just fooled a lot of people into thinking it was native, and that's not normally the case for FSR. And yeah, that game's a lot harder than it was at launch because the vampires are really tough. You can't just circle around them anymore. Their AI is, there's also a lot more enemies around if you don't clear out the different safe houses, which it was always supposed to be that, and then they were like, oh shit, yeah, it just doesn't work right, but we didn't think to ask for more of a delay. So you'll want to play probably on easy, Nick, because it's legitimately very hard on normal at times if you push. Yeah, so I played a lot of Redfall, really.
Might be time to do a little 3-player run through of that one.
Mm-hmm. Maybe if we were ever to have some type of subathon, that could be a thing we jump in and play.
Us three playing through the Red Xbox Series Game of the Year, we could make a joke out of it. Like that would get a lot of hate clicks and a lot of genuine clicks from the community. But Xbox Series Game of the Year subathon, playing the best title of the decade, Redfall, and we'll have a load of 8.5 stickers all over the banner art.
Well, and we should get the other ones that are
riled
higher
up.
than me or the same as me, because I wasn't even the highest score.
As voted
but
by
the other thing,
DualShockers.
Other thing I played a little bit of and then gave up on because I hated it was Street Fighter 6. I cannot stand the style of that game. It plays great. It looks great. It's really fun to fight, but I have to play it with the sound off because the attitude and the voice work and the writing in that game is like my kryptonite. The moment I heard it, I was like, I am not going to last.
Yeah,
this is
see,
the
I'm numb
cringiest,
to that stuff.
dumbest shit. Well, you're
bother
cringy
me.
and dumb. Oh, no.
But it doesn't, I don't understand why someone would let something like that bother them in the game.
'Cause I would
a
only
game
want-
that's mechanically solid and like...
Because
a
I don't
great
care
game.
about PvP. I would literally just want to play the arcade mode in World Tour. And those
Okay, so
are
just
unbearable.
do the fights. So just do the
That's-
fights.
That's why I said I had to friggin' mute it. Like, the music's good, but then I have to mute it because I cannot take the voice acting.
Street Fighter. It's a game about one-on-one fighting. All the rest is superfluous.
But it's annoying.
To be fair, like I've kind of had
let too much stuff bother you in games.
I need to give RoboCop.
You
more-
get bothered by every
more
cutscene and have to skip it. You don't get to say
And I
word.
skip them. I don't
tried to
complain about
just
it. I
Yeah,
skip them.
it's like a
That's
baby.
I
A
tried to
baby
skip
skips
them.
everything. But that's been it for
Better
me
play a
that I
game.
can talk about.
Yeah.
Oh.
I kind of dismissed RoboCop in that way. Like, I got to a point where, like, the and I was skipping the cutscenes, much like Nick, and I was just like, "Is this doing enough for me to keep playing?" And I've seen bits and pieces of later on in the game, and I'm like, I need to give that another chance and get through that.
RoboCop's
first.
very good.
Yeah. So
You're
but
weird.
similar. Like, where I was just like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm becoming really, really picky. Like, I was looking through because and this is a good segue.
You're hitting the 39 to 45 age bracket on the card.
Yeah, maybe. But like, if you hadn't noticed, dear XboxEra community and frequent listeners of the XboxEra podcast, we've recently launched a new one. It's available on Spotify, Apple, all of the usual stuff. And it is a day one Game Pass show. So this is a much shorter show. So we're averaging like 45 minutes to an hour an episode. That's the plan.
Is that why I'm not on it?
No, you'll be on it when you
don't
some
play
games
anything.
that are in Game Pass. That
I'm
aren't
playing
Rocket
Call
League.
of Duty.
Not in Game
Not in
Pass.
Game Pass yet.
Xbox first party
Not in-
games.
not in
People
Game Pass.
complain I don't play Xbox games. Here I am
Yeah,
playing Call
but
of
it's
Duty.
the day one. As you can see in the background behind us, the day one Game Pass show.
It's not my fault
Game
that
Pass.
they weren't allowed to put Call of Duty on Game Pass thanks to Sony's
No one
contract.
cares
That's
about
not my fault.
listening to you talk
That's
about
not
Call of
my
Duty
fault.
anyways. That's why we skipped it so quick.
But the nutshell is this is an endeavor to provide more for our patrons. So if you're a Patreon member, you'll get 3 or 4 day early access. Like, you'll probably get the episode on the Monday and then it will released on YouTube on the Friday. But it's a chance for all of the people that are behind the scenes at XboxEra. Jesse's inviting them in. So I might appear, Nick might appear. We'll have Soul Blazers. We'll have Fairy Empire. Cengus, all of the team that are doing a lot of this hard work that you don't actually see the faces of, they'll come in and they'll talk about what they've been playing, but we'll be focusing on select titles within Game Pass. Sometimes there'll be the new ones that have just dropped where we've done a review, so that person will come in and talk a little bit more in depth about it. Sometimes we'll pick a golden oldie and we'll share a little bit about that game and about why it's special and so on and so forth. But we'd love you for all to go hit the download button, hit subscribe, all of that stuff. It's good fun. We hope you guys like it. And, this is just us trying to bring more value to you as our Patreon members and just generally more value to everybody as part of the XboxEra community. So, yeah, that's it. Day one, Game Pass show. Check it out.
Even though I'm not on it.
Yeah, there's one episode. There's plenty of time. There's plenty of time,
In
Nick.
spite of my absence, I'm sure it's ShadyPinesSteve's favorite podcast.
Anyway, beyond that, across the week on XboxEra, aside from the day one Game Pass show, we've had a Just Sing 2024 review drop. Like a Dragon, Gaiden, the man who erased his name, or as our reviewer put it, the game that sent this reviewer to sleep. Wasn't a bigger fan.
Didn't like the beginning, then
loved
enjoyed
the
the end a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So check out the review. I think he's very honest about it. And I think if a game's wasting your time to that degree, I kind of understand his point of view. And we've also got
mixed up with these Yakuza games, which is the one that's coming out later, the new one.
That is Infinite Wealth.
Infinite Wealth
that's the one that's not on Game Pass because it's new.
Yeah, and it is.
This was new too, but this is like a side story prequel
that we know of.
But it's
okay.
And then we've got a RoboQuest review out as well. So go check them out.
Just an article though.
And then we'll talk about some upcoming content at the end of the show, I guess, about what some of the things we've got coming up on XboxEra later on. But as always, if you love what we do, please do consider supporting us. It has been somewhat painful this week, and I'll tell you why. Like, we've seen the horrific mass firing, and then the kind of like really like lovely like solidarity that the staff at The Escapist had with their editor-in-chief. He got this boot, and they all quit en masse. And now they've gone and formed their own group. I think it's called the Second Wind, right? So the Yahtzee team are all doing their stuff. And within 24 hours of announcing their YouTube channel, they've got like 80,000 subscribers. They've not released a video yet. They might have done one by now. They've got a Patreon with thousands of subs. And we're like, we're out here in the trenches, man, as an independent group. We've released over 1,000 videos. Help us out. So, yeah, God bless independent games journalism. If you love what we do, patreon.com/XboxEra.
Didn't Luke Plunkett go there?
No, that one is a bunch of ex-Kotaku people who have formed Aftermath, which again is an employee-owned games journalism website. And again, they've got something like 2,000 patrons to hear what they have to say every week.
Anyway, if you'd rather not hear from Luke Plunkett, what you should do is get yourself some control instead, because drinking control is much better than listening to Luke Plunkett and anything he has to say. So go to www.drinkcontrol.com/XboxEra and use our code XboxEra to get 10% off. That way, you can drown out the sorrow of listening to Luke Plunkett with some control. It's amazing.
Beautiful. The flavour alone will drown it out, yeah? But yes, so I think that'll do for some promotional stuff for now. I feel like I've been on a long spiel.
We get a little promo block for this free show. Come on.
Yeah.
A little one.
Let's talk about the news. In the news, where to begin? I'm gonna talk about the hot topic first. I think I'm just gonna jump straight on this one because I think it's silly. All right. Microsoft is pushing AI for game dev. Whoo boy, the internet has been full of some wonderful hot takes about AI replacing artists and writers.
A lot of people misunderstood my tweet about that too, by the way.
I'm sure you got leapt on. What was your tweet?
Yeah, I said, and maybe it was the first few words that threw people straight away. I was like, grossness aside, this is a pretty wild juxtaposition in a year where they've laid off a bunch of people. Again, I understand that this specific AI tool right now in 2023 isn't replacing jobs at Microsoft en masse, which is how a lot of people were interpreting my tweet. I understand that right now it's an assistive tool that can help writers. I get all that because everyone's like, "Oh, you didn't read the article." It's like, man, you're misunderstanding my tweet. I'm just talking about the look of it. I was talking purely about the look of partnering with an AI company in the same year that Microsoft in particular had 10,000 layoffs, not all of which were Xbox. Yeah, it was just Microsoft as a whole. Mm-hmm. But the gaming industry has had a lot of layoffs. We've had controversies with AI in games being used in the less than favorable way. It was purely about the look of it, not oh my god, AI is the devil.
If you actually pay attention, like in tech has had nonstop layoffs, and tech is only about AI right now. Like Microsoft as a whole has only talked about AI.
It was metaverse.
Actual AI.
It was metaverse a couple of years ago. Now it's AI.
Yeah, this is deep learning, deep language learning. It's not AI in any way, shape, or form. And it's the issue is there's been some idiot CEOs and companies that think they can replace their people with this, when this is just really good predictive text for the most part.
The way I look at this is an additive, like cloud is for us as gamers. It's an additive tool set to help build stuff, right?
Yes. But I think what people are doing is they're extrapolating, and they say, okay, this is where it starts. It starts here with AI helping, and then leads to AI taking everyone's job. Now, the irony in the game industry is that AI has technically been in gaming since the start. What do you think all your enemies are? What do you think a lot of these...
What are you playing computers on? The things that people were terrified were going to steal all their jobs, and then it just became, you got a job learning how to use computers.
That's what some people call the partner. They call it partner AI. And they bag Naughty Dog because their partner AI is always dumb. The AI.
I think this is
the gaming industry has called it that for years.
The crazy thing about all of this is yes, people are absolutely right to point out that, you know, you have one side of the fence saying, 2023 has been the best year for gaming ever. And in terms of us as consumers getting to play products, it's been pretty insane, right? I have to say it's up there with like 2007 and 2013. I think was another banner year. But we also have seen the industry itself have massive amount of cutbacks, studio closures, mass amounts of layoffs, and the real problem here is not that AI is coming to steal your jobs. The real problem that the games industry needs to contend with is that they have pushed the better looking and more and bigger and more expensive and more marketing is just the way to go. Guess what, people? It isn't, because if one studio misses, crash, right? That studio is gone. We've seen it with Immortals of Avium, right? That studio took a risk with EA Originals. It bombed. They're out, right? I think that their studio is like fired half of their team. They're going to finish the game off. Job done. That is what is going to continue to happen in this industry unless we start building better tools and we maybe lower the sights a little bit. And there's a broader conversation to have here. We've seen Sony lambasting about 5 million sales and, fastest selling titles ever. Oh shit, but it cost us 200 million to make. So we're actually not making back as much as we need to make back to continue this on. The whole sustainability thing. This is all mixed together in this big swirling pot. So when you see these crazy overreactions to AI in gaming, I understand, I empathize, but just like how, improvements to one tool set were probably automated and people are like, oh, this is great, right? It's a similar thing. It's not going to replace an artist's vision because you can very quickly tell how bad a game is when it's automated. Maybe.
And there will be studios that will try and replace everyone thinking that, AI will create the art. AI will do this. AI will do that. Again, I'm trying to play devil's advocate here because I don't know enough about this stuff to have an opinion one way or the other.
It will never be good enough to do what people do. It's not actually intelligent. This predictive text that we have will never do what people in movie studios and stuff do want. They're going to try and do it. It's going to fail miserably, but we've already have that level of TV in reality TV where it's not real. It's literally lightly scripted. The tools for this stuff and like what Microsoft and them want, what Ubisoft uses, what was used in God of War Ragnarok, so much of it is built around trying to help automate the things that can be automated a bit, not to replace them. And then it's the stupid idiots who try really hard to use that as a replacement. So instead of getting a good tool that can help a talented creative person, people only see AI, which is literally just we don't have AI. We just have predictive text. They see that it takes a ton of input, insane amounts of input that you and I could never read in our entire life, and then spits out some lines based on what it thinks you would want in that scenario. And being able to do that to like automate people talking in the background in an Ubisoft game and just all the thousands of lines of text, they go in, they have their system, it'll generate stuff, and then the people will actually go in, they got all this stuff, they can now chop it up and do what they want with it. Like that type of work to help creatives is where I think Microsoft would want to go with this. And it should always have a close eye on it. People should always pay attention to it. But it also needs to be an actual nuanced discussion and not just bad. Because
AI bad. Let's have a panic
again,
attack.
to play devil's advocate.
Devil's Advocate sucks. I hate it.
Oh, really? That's an amazing movie. Really?
No. Oh, no. I just mean the literal thought of playing the Devil's Advocate.
It's a
in
good
conversation.
movie.
I thought you meant the movie. Devil's Advocate movie, Keanu Reeves.
It's a good movie, but Keanu Reeves is like a piece of wood in it.
Oh, yes. It's not his best performance.
It's not
his best performance, but I love the movie.
Oh, yeah,
and
I do too.
Pacino is like
Brilliant
chewing
devil.
the walls off. He's
he's hamming it up.
You know who I love?
Being the devil.
I love Spartan P451, who just gave $30 to the Xbox Era Extra Life. That goes through the end of the year. That it doesn't
Showing
stop now.
While I'm listening,
tinyurl.com/Xbox Era XL. If you too would like to donate for the kids. Thank you, Spartan.
Appreciate it.
We should do Devil's Advocate for the movie podcast. It's such
The
a good
Abyss.
movie.
The Abyss first, my friend.
We need to do movies that people actually want to like tune in for.
Let the Patreon.
No one makes requests. No one makes
Let the
requests.
patrons vote.
So
yeah.
So yes, to play Devil's Advocate, let's take the glass half full approach, which I'm not great at, but let's take the glass half full approach. We could have maybe Microsoft. I say this, maybe they do it so right now, obviously the industry, especially the AAA industry, has a massive problem with crunch. We heard the stories that were being reported about Modern Warfare 3. Could AI be used in a good way to help avoid crunch and still get these games out quicker?
It could. It all comes down to the scope and management, because you can always avoid it. You just need to have someone who's actually trying to and knows how.
I would also say we've seen the developer of the finals get lambasted across the week for using AI
voices,
announcers. AI voices, yeah.
Yes. So instead of paying a human to do it, they just let AI do it.
Right.
And it's like,
are you cross about that?
I mean, like, this is such an in-depth discussion. Like
it is, isn't it?
And the thing is, it's very easy to sound like an asshole. It's like
it is.
They're an indie dev.
Yep.
Right. They're an indie dev.
They
trying to make a AAA-ish free-to-play, I think free-to-play? Multiplayer shooter.
I think so, yeah.
The announcer probably says pretty, like, they're not telling a story. They're not trying to convey emotion.
Nope.
The announcer just says shit like, "Killtacular, go."
It's actually a little bit more nuanced than that. It's stuff like, "Oh, he's really wiped out this one, Luran," and then you get a woman's voice be like,
"Does it?
Yeah, I did not see that coming." And right, but here's my take on this. Right, okay, so it's a seasonal game, and if you're putting new maps in and stuff like that, as an indie dev, you can spend a bunch of money and get a bunch of actors in and do it the right approved way, right? For some throwaway lines. Yeah. Where you're going to be operating on the fly. Okay, we need to adjust this. We need to adjust for this season, this pack, this map, whatever. Instead, you can just type it in a type box and get the output and just put it in the game and go. I can understand their decision.
Counter argument.
Counter argument. I'm not arguing for this. I can just saying I understand it, but yes.
Counter argument. Because I didn't know that the announcer stuff was actually that involved in
Yeah.
That sounds fairly involved. That actually sounds to me like two commentators having banter back and forth, which is where I would want to use humans. If the narrator in the finals was literally just he's dead, triple kill, double kill, then yeah, maybe use AI for something that nothing. But in an industry, because here's the other part where the conversation can get very deep. Currently, the voice acting industry is dominated by like 5 people. Right? Every voice job is either Troy Baker, Nolan North.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Jennifer Hale.
Yeah.
No. Laura Bailey.
Laura Bailey. Maybe Jennifer Hale and like one other. The whole voice acting industry is 5 people, right? Which is a problem in and of itself. So to me, indie devs have an opportunity to launch voice acting careers. So maybe you discover the next big voice actor by letting this unknown dude be your finals commentator, and you don't have to pay him that much because he's just starting out. And you're
but then
providing
that's not fair.
Him or her the opportunity. What?
Because that's like asking a band to come and play for free for exposure. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like, and that's then the argument that they'll take.
I'm not saying no. The voice actor is still determining their price. The voice actor is still determined, just like a graphic designer determines their price. But let's be real, please. Unknown voice actors don't just come in and demand $1 million, do they?
No, I'm sure
Troy Baker would. Troy Baker would, but a brand new voice actor's not going to come in and go, pay me $1 million to do 3 lines for the finals. Are they?
No.
A graphic designer who's just starting freelancing doesn't demand top dollar. That's just the world we live in. Like, let's not get carried away. A brand new budding voice actor isn't going to cost a lot of money, but they get their foot in the door. And then someone who plays the finals that's working on the next Call of Duty that maybe is trying out the finals to see what it's like, hears the commentator and goes, oh, who's this voice actor? They got a little bit of spunk to them. I don't mind their inflection here and there. And all of a sudden they get on the phone and go, hey, who was your commentator? Oh, it was this cousin of one of the devs, came in, wanted to have some fun. I don't mind the cut of his jib. Put me in touch with him.
He's not union. I can't use him.
Yeah. The thing is...
You know what I'm saying, though?
You said Call of Duty. It would have to be... No, it'd have to be union. If you're talking about big jobs.
You're missing the point of what I'm trying to say.
No, I'm not. I just think the point doesn't make sense.
Think about the development process, though, right? Oh, okay, we need those voice lines to go in. There is an immediacy. There is an instantaneous availability because you have the AI voice. You just type out the words, man. You just type out the words, and away it goes. So I understand why they've done it. I'm not saying it's perfect for every case.
And I think the simpler and less important the voice role is, then okay, whatever, use AI. Like, even for Halos. Like, Halo's multiplayer...
The pushback is going to be against any and all that use it.
Halo's multiplayer, the voice acting amounts to kill-tacular, triple kill, double kill, whatever.
A very specific guy who's been saying it since the start, though, so people would
That's right.
flip
well, there you go. And look how iconic it is. Would it be as iconic if it was an AI one? Maybe not. This is what I'm saying. This is why this is a deeper discussion. It's not so simple as,
an iconic voice on announcing stuff like that never sold a copy of Halo. So from their perspective,
it didn't. There you go. That's another
business-wise,
side to the argument.
well, it's from the perspective business-wise, it's just like, well, I've got all these things. What if I come up with this really dynamic AI that can be really reactive to what's going on in a match type of thing? Like, there can definitely be scenarios where it just makes sense. It wouldn't work having a real person there unless they're literally, you get a person for every multiplayer match and they come up with lines on the fly as they're watching it. There will be times where it will work best. There will be times where it doesn't. There will be budgets that are non-existent for trying to hire voice work, like especially if you're trying to do it in a bunch of different languages, because that has also been a really big issue of not only is it so hard to get everything translated text-wise, but then it's impossible to hire that many people voice-wise. Like, if it can offer more that wasn't going to be there anyways for smaller devs, I think it's great. I just get really annoyed because people will only go, it's bad. In all situations,
There
it's always
is no
bad no matter
nuanced
what.
conversation about it.
That's
I
what
know.
you're always fighting against.
I just think that the indie discussion, like I understand indies needing to save a dollar, but at the same time, I feel like indie games are an opportunity for young budding voice actors to get their foot in the door.
Yeah, I think it is always, though, dependent on the type of game. And I think in this instance, this dynamic announcer that, I can almost imagine from a programming perspective behind the scenes, the system, the game is literally, this person did this, write this as a sentence, insert name here, blah, 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 insert team. And the AI just does it within the game on the fly. And that kind of dynamic voice is easier than a patched together recorded line that's planned for. It's far easier to just do it. I understand. I think, though, that the real problem is that this industry is incapable now at this point of having, in fact, the world, let's be honest here, the world is incapable of having a nuanced discussion. Everything is in extremes. It's all absolutes. We're all a bunch of Siths. It's either the best or the worst. There is no in between.
You want to know something that is also an absolute? It's always been like that. Like one of my hobbies is going through old magazine, like old newspapers and stuff. And there's even a podcast I listen to called The Pastimes that's about doing that. Holy shit, journalism has always sucked. It has always been absolute dog shit. My God.
Yeah, everything is that's discussion on everything. You're either in one team or you're on the other team. Someone's the good guy, someone's the bad guy. Like that's
the biggest thing with AI is, and it almost never happens, is having proper regulation around it, which is why the strikes are really good. And I hope they keep doing them to keep the shithead people in charge from abusing what could be an incredible tool set to use. It's like they had to fight to try and get the deep fakes. Oh, I'm just going to scan you and I use you whenever I want and I don't pay you anymore. Like they had to fight against that shit in movies because like if somebody wants to let their relative's character return in a movie through use of deepfakes and stuff, that's fine. That's great. You have the permission. It can be the same thing with like James Earl Jones sold the right for his voice for Darth Vader moving forward in Star Wars. They can use a Vocaloid of him and it sounds fantastic because he agreed to it and his family will get paid. Like that type of stuff, that's the regulation that really matters because it's not going away. Like, and people who are just like, no, it's bad, get rid of it, will lose. It's not going to go away. You have to instead fight to keep it properly regulated.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
I feel like a part of the reason we've gotten to this point where a lot of studios want to use AI to replace voice actors is because there's only 5 voice actors that are probably charging a fortune to studios. That's why I'm saying. That's why I think indies are that pathway for voice actors.
I would imagine
the more decent voice actors there are, the less power Troy Baker and Nolan North have over the industry, and all of a sudden they can't fetch millions of dollars for just sounding like Drake all the time.
I imagine this is going to get chopped. They're going to get tagged about it on Twitter, and they're going to get very mad at Nick because I don't think they're that wealthy. They're not. They're really not. They're in a lot of stuff, but it's also a big issue that they're like, it's still not great paying work, and they have to work a ton outside of games and cartoons.
But I
and
thought
stuff.
those 4 or 5 in particular were doing quite well for themselves.
I would say quite well in comparison to the norm, maybe, but it's still not a good paying industry. And it's like why the voice actors for video games are in negotiations and potentially striking because pay, residuals, all these different things, it's not great. And like there are a lot more. Like there are other big names. Deborah Wilson does a ton of games now and she's awesome. Super wide range. Like there are a lot of really good voice actors. And speaking of the indie side of things, you can take a game like The Invincible, which had a bunch of people I've never heard of, and they were incredible. And I hope to hear them in more stuff. Like those types of performances where the game is entirely carried by it will never go away. It'll never be a Vocaloid. You won't have Hatsune Miku taking over friggin' jobs from people. Like it's not going to get to that point. The rule is
obviously real actors, like as in on-screen actors who also happen to be good voice actors, like Keith David. Like Keith David is an incredible voice actor, but he's also a movie actor, like a on-screen actor as well. So, yeah. Anyway.
There you go, people. That is the Xbox era nuanced discussion from our uneducated...
It started as AI and became about voice acting.
It came about everything, but it's a useful and interesting conversation to have. I hope that it can be a bit more nuanced out there. But yeah, to say that all AI is bad is wrong, because it's not. It's insanely clever,
but the funny part
it's
is
the
AI
people
has
who
been
want
in
to
video
use
games
it
forever.
But we're talking about AI.
not this version the
this
deep learning
AI.
the Vocaloids, the picture generation where it uses people's art, like all these things need very stringent regulation. But if you just say they suck and they need to go, you're going to lose. They're not going anywhere ever. So.
Yeah. Anyway, there was a good discussion, gentlemen, and I thank you for your takes. And I hope the community enjoys it. I know I flagged it during the thing, but a quick shout out to Zach Riley, member for 4 months on XboxEra. We appreciate you. He says, showing some more support while I'm listening and playing Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer.
I did try to read that out, but you guys were talking over me quite.
Yeah,
rudely.
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I mean, I get yelled at for talking over you too much. I'm like, the only time I ever get to talk is if I cut Nick off. So I'm sorry.
I am what they're here for.
So, moving swiftly on, in other news, Embracer's COO has left or is leaving Embracer as a company. So more damage to Embracer. He departs after 4 years. This guy's Egil Strunk. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Can they just sell everything, please? Don't shut down the studios. Sell everything. It's not fair. Like, they go and they buy these studios, and all these, and a lot of them are smaller studios, and they'd be like, oh, great, we've been bought, and we're safe with this, that, and the other. And then, sorry, guys, you got bought by a dude that doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and now they're going to shut you down. Sell them, give them their independence, or sell them to someone else.
Yeah.
They
got debts to pay.
To Microsoft.
But it's not the time that things are going to be bought, unfortunately. It's the time where companies are trying to cut costs. So
yeah, bad time for them. But he's gone off. He thinks that Embracer will come out stronger from restructuring. I think I read this week that Free Radical is also in jeopardy.
I know. Like, why?
After just being reformed to make Time Splitters.
Yeah, they just get reformed and everyone's like, oh, yes, Free Radical. And then, you're owned by Embracer, which means God knows what. Like, doesn't Embracer own Limited Run?
Yes. How long until...
So what? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, make some phone calls. Just own up. So you know what? I was a bit silly with my money. And I thought I could do things that I clearly can't. Make some phone calls. There's plenty of big publishers out there that are still acquiring. Plenty of big companies acquiring. Get on the phone. Because it's sad. You don't want to see Free Radical gone now.
That's a position of weakness, though. Yeah, please help us. All right, I'll give you a tenner.
Oh, wow. You just came through on Jesse's speaker there.
I know. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot my mic wasn't muted. I can't wear a headset anymore. I've been wearing it too much. It hurts.
Yeah, that's why I have a bud. It's far less stressful.
I don't want to see Free Radical gone. I don't want to see, Crystal Dynamics reduced. I don't want to, make some phone calls. And, this position of weakness bullshit. Whatever, man. You need money. And these people don't want to lose their jobs. You're already rich. You already just blew money on all these studios, so you're clearly rich. So just get on the phone. Microsoft would want Crystal and Eidos in a heartbeat. Say, here you go, Crystal, Eidos and the Tomb Raider IP. Ring up EA and go, hey, would you guys be interested in Gearbox? Ring up Take-Two. Hey, would you be... Make some phone calls, man. No one wants to see Free Radical gone. Yeah, it's easy to say, oh, Phil, buy Free Radical. We'll get more GoldenEye, Time Splitter games. Microsoft's not going to buy all of Embracer. But yes, we do know Microsoft wants to keep going. So I'm sure Microsoft would be interested in a lot of what Embracer would be offering.
Yeah.
But there's others too. EA are acquiring. Take-Two acquire. Sega acquired Rovio. Like,
Yeah. Sony.
they're all acquiring.
PlayStation can
Sony
acquire.
would acquire. Even Nintendo begrudgingly, although I don't think there's anything there that
Not
Nintendo
really.
would be interested in. But they're all trying to acquire. Like, don't let these people sink. Make some phone calls, man. Like, seriously.
Yeah. And we've got a super chat from Jax82.
Yes. Did Embracer even have a plan for these studios? No. We've talked about it for years. We're like, what the hell is their plan? They don't appear to have a plan. They're just buying for the sake of buying. We're like, are they going to come up with their own subscription? What are they doing? They don't appear to be doing anything. Turns out they're really not doing anything. The dude just had a lot of money and decided he'd randomly buy a bunch of studios just because.
Yeah. It hasn't worked. It hasn't worked.
Well, they are publicly traded as well, which is why they, in the meantime, have to cut costs and all that type of stuff. But yes, I too hope that things don't get shut down and instead get spun off if must be.
Sell it off. Like, just sell it off.
We shall see. We shall see what happens. A quick reminder to everybody, there is a giveaway going on right now on XboxEra's main Twitter account for a copy of Modern Warfare 3
Nick has
Vault
entered.
Edition. So, if you're watching us live right now, head over to Twitter, make sure you like, subscribe, retweet, all of that jazz, and you'll be in chance for a win.
8 out of 10.
Make sure you check it. Links in the chat. What else have we got?
IP. Call of Duty. Xbox IP.
Whoa! Spartan P451 has just gifted 5 memberships.
Oh, wow.
Get in there. Get in there.
Thanks, mate. Thanks. Is
I love
Spartan
this.
P451 the one from Dead or Alive 4?
I feel like it is.
Which
I feel
Spartan
like it
was in
is.
Dead or Alive 4? Let me have a look. Dead. I'm going to use Google's AI to give me the answer.
While you're doing that, I'm going to highlight this chat from Sleazy Superman.
Spartan 458.
Ooh, does everyone on this show think Hellblade 2 is holiday 2024? I was thinking like March.
I think
I'd go
between it
earlier.
and Avowed, it would be the earlier one.
Yeah.
You know when I'd launch Hellblade 2?
Where? When?
June.
June. Nice summer game.
I'd make it the June game. Give it its own breathing space when there's not much
Right around the E3 event, its own breathing
Yeah.
space.
Yeah, but in terms of other game releases, and you can hype it up with E3 week.
No,
and say,
shadow drop it.
Shadow drop Hellblade 2. And then
can
it's
you
still
imagine?
fresh in the memory for the Game of the Year awards it won't win.
Can you imagine if we get another developer direct in Jan, and then they just do another Hi-Fi Rush on everyone? Here's a
You know
game.
what's going to happen though? You can't do that because then all of a sudden, every year, come January, everyone's going to wait for a shadow dropped game. You can't set expectations like that. You can't do it because then what happens is we know how gamers are. Gamers TM. When you don't meet those expectations, Microsoft's the worst company. I can't believe they didn't shadow drop a game. Oh my god, Phil should be sacked because he didn't shadow drop us a game. Oh my god. So like, you can't do that. You can't keep doing it.
Yeah,
It sets
well,
an unrealistic expectation.
you're probably right, my man. You're probably right, but I still love the way they did that, and I think it was wonderful. And again, XboxEra got to set the tone.
We set the tone, mate.
I genuinely
You're
hope to see
welcome,
it,
Bethesda.
it in
welcome.
some Game of the Year lists.
Nah.
Like, I know there's been a lot of Game of the Years, but I honestly hope Hi-Fi Rush is in there for some, because it's genuinely a breath of fresh air compared to all the usual
Man,
AAA.
could I have some hot takes on what should be a Game of the Year nominated?
Oh, Mario Wonder.
You got to
I
highlight
don't
this.
think it
Hello,
should be.
executive producer Top. How you doing?
That's the thing. I don't think Super Mario Brothers Wonder or Spider-Man 2 should be nominated for Game of the Year.
Yeah, I know you think Alan Wake 2 is, but what else? In fact, put a pin in that. We've talked about, okay, go on. We can use this as a subject. What do we think should be game of the year? Nick?
So I'm trying to balance what I believe with what I realistically expect with what I think should be acknowledged. I'm trying to juggle those three balls. I love to juggle balls. So even though Super Mario Brothers Wonder is one of my games of the year, I fully accept and understand why it probably won't and shouldn't be nominated for Game of the Year. I'd go Alan Wake 2. I'd go... I think Baldur's Gate 3
have 6. You can have 6.
I think that's how many are being nominated.
Yeah.
I think Baldur's Gate 3 is a weird choice because it's a game that's technically been around for years, hasn't it?
In early access, yes.
Yeah. So I find it an odd choice, but it's going to be there. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Starfield, Tears of the Kingdom. I'm trying to think of the token indie. There's almost always a token indie.
Sea of Stars.
Cocoon.
Yeah, Sea of Stars. Or Cocoon. Yeah, one of those two. And your sixth, Resident Evil 4. Not Dead Space. Even though I prefer Dead Space, Resident Evil 4 is effectively a new game. Where Dead Space is still... It's Dead Space. It just looks a hell of a lot nicer and has a bit of new content. Where Resident Evil 4 is an like Resident Evil 2 before it, is a full-blown reimagining / remake. It could have gotten away with being labelled a new game. So I would go Resident Evil 4. Oh, wait. Shit. Street Fighter 6. Oh,
Come
Diablo
on, fighting
4.
game for Game of the Year never happens.
Diablo 4.
People tried to pretend
again,
that one wasn't good after the fact, so I think it'll hurt Diablo in the long run.
I don't play Diablo, but again, I understand why it's one of those games. But see, I wouldn't put... I know Spider-Man 2 is going to be in there, but I don't know why. Like, if 2018 wasn't good enough to be there, so why would this one? In a year that's got more competition. Like, it makes no sense. Like, if Spider-Man 2018 wasn't good enough to be there in a year that wasn't that competitive, no one turns around and goes, man, 2018, what a year in games. No one says that.
No.
And Spider-Man wasn't good enough back then to be nominated.
Highest selling game of the year has been shouted out in the chat, and we've got to acknowledge it. Hogwarts.
What?
Hogwarts. Harry Potter.
Yeah, we know why that's not going to get nominated.
I know. No outlet is going to nominate Hogwarts today.
Yeah, that's right. So what I'm saying is, that's why I'm just trying to explain why I don't think Spider-Man 2 should be there. Like, if 2018 wasn't good enough in a non-competitive year, why would Spider-Man 2 be good enough in a highly competitive year? When, let's be honest, I'm going to say something a bit controversial here. Spider-Man 2 is probably not hugely different from Spider-Man 1. Probably not hugely different. And you can apply the exact same argument to Tears of the Kingdom as someone who's actually played
you mean
Tears
the Breath of the Wild remake?
Yeah, Breath of the Wild DLC.
No, it essentially was it fixed all the issues everyone pretended Breath of the Wild didn't have. And it is a legitimately great game. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, like
but
Tears of the Kingdom probably shouldn't be either. Like, I would argue that Super Mario Brothers Wonder is far more different to New Super Mario Brothers U than Tears of the Kingdom is to Breath of the Wild. So from that perspective, New Super Mario Brothers Wonder should get nominated.
Yeah. But then Hi-Fi Rush is Zelda. So wonderfully different to everything on that list.
To everything.
It looks beautiful. It came out
rock
flawlessly.
Solid product.
No bugs.
Didn't need patches. It should definitely be there.
It should be
definitely, there. Hi-Fi Rush should be there. It won't, but it definitely should. I agree with you.
When do you think Jeff Keighley's going to invite XboxEra to participate in the San Fran bubble? When do we get our call?
Yeah, right.
Anyone?
Yeah, right. If that's going to happen.
Between the Game Awards and the Golden Joysticks, they're just not the people who vote on them, I don't pay attention because I'm not generally one of in their group of fans.
I need to check Joystick's criteria though, because how did Resident Evil 4 win PlayStation Game of the Year?
I think
those are ones that are
mostly
fan
UK.
voted too. Yeah.
Yeah, but why did Spider-Man not make the cut? As in the time cut off?
Oh no, it didn't. I thought it was part of the list because I know like Pentiment was there for Xbox because it didn't make last year's time cutoff because it was late November.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, so Spider-Man 2 came out start of October, yeah? Mid-October? Start of October?
Mm-hmm.
The joysticks are just now in November. So did Spider-Man 2 not make the cutoff? Or did it genuinely not win against Resident Evil 4?
I don't remember. I don't remember if it was in the full list. Let me look.
Because if Spider-Man 2 was
looking now.
eligible and didn't win PlayStation Game of the Year in a year where it was the only PlayStation exclusive game by first party, that's not a great look.
It wasn't nominated for PlayStation Game of the Year, but Laura Bailey was was nominated in Best Supporting Performer for Spider-Man 2's Mary Jane. It got nominated a lot for the performances, but it was not in PlayStation's Game of the Year top 5.
How does that work then?
I don't know.
That doesn't make
It wasn't
any
nominated.
sense.
It wasn't one of the top 6 games in there. There was Final Fantasy 16, Resident Evil 4, Street Fighter 6, Humanity, Armored Core 6, and Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
But then then that means that Spider-Man shouldn't get nominated for anything then, if it didn't make the cutoff for the PlayStation.
No, it just wasn't nominated for Game of the Year for PlayStation in that group. It could be nominated for other things, but it was not on the list for Game of the Year
6.
PlayStation. Yeah.
So it just didn't make the top 6 because they didn't deem it good enough.
I don't know. Maybe. It was in the Ultimate Game of the Year category, which had like 20 games.
But that was like
had
fan voted. That was fan voted Ultimate Game of the Year.
And then, there was the press one. Critics' Choice Award was just Alan Wake 2. Didn't give a top for that. I don't know.
Alan Wake 2 is the Game of the Year.
But the Ultimate Game of the Year was Baldur's Gate 3.
Remedy should make this the ad for the game. Remedy should cut this next thing that I'm about to say and make it the advertisement for Alan Wake 2. I skip all the cutscenes and have zero idea what's going on. Not zero idea, but not much of an idea of what's going on. And I still adore the game and think it's Game of the Year. A heavy story-driven game. And I'm skipping all the cutscenes, and it's still my Game of the Year. If that's not the best ad for Alan Wake 2, I don't know what is. That you can be a game that is so reliant on your story and telling a story, and you've got someone who's skipping all the cutscenes and skipping all the reading too. Like when Saga sits there and says, this piece is going that piece on the board, I'm just like, whatever, skip. I still adore this game because it's so mechanically solid, but it still does what good games do, and it also helps tell the story while you play it. Like there's enough self-narration there to get an idea of what's going on. It helps that I did play through Alan Wake 1 and watched all the cutscenes 13 years ago in Alan Wake 1. That helps. But man, Alan Wake 2's Game of the Year.
Game of the Year.
It really is. It's an incredible game. It's such a good game.
So, what else? Anyway, that was the Game of the Year discussion. We'll get into it more. I saw someone in the chat say, does XboxEra have a Game of the Year awards show? We might do something in the podcast. Well, here's what I was thinking. We normally do an article, right? So I think, and Jesse, keep me on the straight and narrow here in terms of how we're doing this year. Yeah, it's like everybody... Every single
person who works on the site will have an article. We will then have we'll have a staff vote that is a breakdown like the top 15.
I'm going to use AI to write mine.
That staff vote article will become a video from Soul Blazers, and then me, you, Nick, and Ursula will also have our own videos. So that entire week,
That's-
every day, you'll get a couple articles and a video through the whole week.
Maybe for the
AI
final
is for me. It's replacing me, that AI. It's so I don't have to write it. I'm not replacing one of our staff. It's because I'm lazy.
That's fine.
Then I was thinking, we'll have the articles and the video, like a couple articles, 2-3 articles, and then a video every day, the week before Christmas. And then the podcast after that, we could have a full thing where we go down and like do a full Game of the Year segment on the show.
Well, I was wondering maybe we can time the final article written release of the official final scoring with a do it live on the podcast at the time. Maybe, I don't know.
Not
Let's think
no.
about that.
No one would watch on a Saturday.
Oh, fair. I guess
Our
that's true.
published videos have to be during the week in early U.S. time. If they're later in the day U.S. time, they just go.
Fair.
You know those emojis that I do?
Oh,
Yeah,
you know
That
what?
works. It's AI. Apple's AI in the phone.
So Christmas is a Monday. So like the Monday before through that Saturday would be Game of the Year week. That's the plan.
Grubsmas, 23rd doesn't fall on
I know.
the Saturday or the Sunday.
Yeah.
So
Winning.
the Grubsmas show will be on the 23rd your time.
Oh, well, that was the
24th
one that
my
was
time.
supposed to be the Game of the Year one then. I guess it's not going to be that. Because that's the one
It's Grubsmas. It's Grubsmas.
that was
messaged
after
Jeff,
Christmas.
I literally messaged Jeff today and said, "Are we still doing Grubsmas?" He said yes.
Isn't
Good man.
that so? It's not the 30th. It's the 23rd.
No,
Yeah, it's always
Christmas.
before Christmas.
It's a Christmas episode, so it's the weekend of
I
Christmas.
thought it was the weekend after or whatever.
No.
But
No.
all right. Well, never mind. We won't have a Game of the Year podcast.
Well, we
Have it
can
the
maybe
week
do it with
after.
Jeff.
Why can't we have it
That'd
the
be
week
fine.
after that? Why can't it be the week after Grubsmas?
Well, because I mean, it could. John wanted
That's
it to be
literally
right after.
the end of the year. The week after Grubsmas is the end of the year.
I know.
Figure it
But
out.
John wanted it to be directly after the video hit.
Yeah.
You didn't pay attention because you're too busy looking at your reflection in your camera.
It was a very
On a
handsome
reflection.
reflection. I knew it. I knew
To
he
be
was going to say
fair.
it.
To be fair. To be fair.
Changing tact. Community, while you're here, don't forget to hit that like button. We really do appreciate it. The algorithm demands it. It's not too much of a stretch. Just slide that thumb just straight there. Be like Nick. Thumbs up. There it is. He's happy. Let's talk about Yikes Mbarra. I mean, Mike Ybarra.
Yikes Mbarra.
He talked about the optimism he has of Blizzard having a more independent future under Xbox, the new regime restoring Blizzard's sense of autonomy after Activision was like cracking the whip and, you know, being a bit like that. So,
we're going to see an article about Mike in like 6 months that he's decided to move on and
yeah, when
The
someone
dreamiest of a dream job he could ever have, they'll have to kick him out.
Yeah, I wouldn't quit if I were him, but
I disagree. I think he will be moving on within the next 6 months.
we'll
When
take
did I
that
say
bet.
that? What's the date today? It's the
11th of
12th
the
of
11th.
November. 12th for me.
Oh yeah.
12th of November episode 185. We'll be seeing Mike pursuing other opportunities within the next 6 months.
We'll see.
I reckon.
I think it's no secret that Blizzard hasn't, Blizzard's been in the news for a lot of bad reasons, obviously. But I know there's a lot of super fans out there. Like Jez is one of them. He loves Blizzard, loves everything they've made. I know
He does so much so that he hypes up shows with nothing.
Yeah,
Phil was
Phil's on.
there.
See,
Oh my god,
Hey,
Phil Spencer was there.
everyone.
Like, do people just think we want to watch Phil Spencer stand there and talk?
maybe.
Does he just think that Xbox fans want to just watch Phil stand up and talk? Like,
But there was Blizzard Blue behind him.
Yeah. But yeah, like cool. Let's see what happens. I'm not gonna like start singing and dancing yet. There's not much more to say than that, but Mike's apparently really happy. What else? On the Xbox side of things,
we do like to see Phil talk, but most people want to see Phil like announce something or
a good interview.
Yeah, like
a
not
good
just
behind the scenes chit chat.
That's what I mean. Like not like just stands up and says, "Hey, we love Blizzard, cool." Like
StarCraft.
Everyone got like look when Jez started hyping up that show. What was the first thing people started talking about? Oh, they're going to show the survival MMO. Oh, they're going to show the. No one was like going. I hope Phil's up there saying "Welcome Blizzard." Like no one was doing that. It's just
yeah.
Anyway,
on Xbox front as well, a bit of an adjustment or an additional shifteroo. Alan Hartman has been promoted to, I think, Matt Booty's old job, right?
Something like that.
Corporate Vice President, Head of Xbox Game Studios, which is what Matt Booty was doing. Now Matt Booty's kind of overseeing more, so I presume he reports into him. Fun fact, Alan Hartman owns like a really fancy, I think, Ford GT, and apparently he drives it sometimes into studio.
He was running Turn 10.
Yeah. So he owns a really nice car.
What he had been doing was he was overseeing Turn 10 and he was overseeing Forza and Fable. Like that was his job. He was overseeing Turn 10 and Playground and Eidos Montreal since they're helping on Fable. Eidos. And so he went from there to now he is the head of the Xbox Game Studios. And Matt Booty's thing is he oversees and does communication between Xbox Game Studios and ZeniMax, Bethesda, and then he reports to Phil. So it's pretty much just trying to make it, because the issue they were going to run into, if especially getting more in the future, was it's just too much. It was already too much for Matt Booty to try to do every studio himself. So now this gives someone in between.
This is a wise promotion. Yeah. I only ever hear good things about Alan Hartman.
Yeah,
I only ever hear good things about him from people within Microsoft.
He's been there a long while.
Yeah,
long.
He's OG. Sometimes you talk to people that left Microsoft or at Xbox or whatever, and sometimes you hear some stories. With Alan Hartman, I've only ever heard good things.
Yeah,
only ever heard good things, and he gets it done.
Yeah, let's
bang,
see
bang.
What effects he has. I can't wait. Next year's going to be we think this year's going to be crazy. Next year's going to be crazy. 2025 is going to be crazy. It's just the train will not stop. But I tell you, I just saw this in the chat and I've just got to highlight it. We want to see Phil's shelf from Rayoid. I tell you what, I want to see on Phil's shelf more than anything in the world.
The book.
I want to see this on Phil's shelf.
The book on Phil's shelf.
If I don't see it on Phil's shelf,
I'm going to be sending a stern email.
I'm going to be sending a strongly worded letter. Please put it on your shelf. We worked really hard on it.
I'm going to send him a stern email.
Man, I know it's so silly, right? Phil's a busy guy. But I have no idea what he thought about the book. I haven't had a chance to speak to him since I gave him a copy. He was like, "This is for me." I know everybody else at Microsoft, like Todd Coleman's, who produced the Power On documentary. He's got a copy. He was just like, "Holy shit, it's amazing." I know James Shields on the hardware team has got a copy, and he was very, very impressed. Come on, Phil. Are you impressed? I want to know. I want to see it on my shelf. Yeah.
I don't have mine. I would have mine right there, but haven't got it yet.
Have you had anything from Customs?
I've been getting
Australian
emails
Customs?
that I believe are about the book.
Okay. Good.
Who's the company that should be shipping it?
I'm not sure in terms of once it's left DPD's hands, in terms
I've been
of who it
getting
hits in Australia.
emails from some company. It's not a phishing one.
Hubu?
I've been getting emails from dieglobaltrack.com saying that
sounds fun.
I've got something coming in. So I'm assuming that's the books.
Yes.
Because I think I have 2 coming.
You have one you backed, and you have the Staff Super Duper.
Yeah, so I've got 2 coming. Because I didn't know I was getting a staff one, so I backed it.
Yeah.
If I'd known I was getting a free one, I probably wouldn't have backed it.
Fuck you.
Gonna see one of these on eBay.
Yeah.
No,
Cool.
no. I might give one to my brother because I think my brother said he would have backed it if he had known.
Yeah.
So I may give one to my brother as a Christmas
Like,
present.
give me
or
one
something.
Bitcoin and you can have this book.
Yeah.
A Dogecoin. Or I will maybe do a giveaway of one of the books.
Yeah. Oh, on that
What do you
note,
reckon?
I know someone won that Phil Spencer book, but have they been in touch to actually provide their details yet? I haven't seen anything.
I don't know.
Check up on that for me, Jesse. I saw his name, but I haven't had an address to send to yet.
Jesse brother goes, you're getting an AI one.
An AI book.
I'm gonna have to go through it because I'm 99% sure I told you who it was.
Yeah, I got the name. I don't think I got a.
He's on our public
How
Discord.
are all the
It
Melbourne
worked out that
people
way.
getting their copies? Because Diana got hers too.
Yeah. So the
How
the
are all the
deliveries.
Melbourne people getting them and I haven't got mine?
I don't know. They're coming through slowly but surely.
That company emailing me saying click this link better be the
Legit.
company that shipping those books.
Lots
I'm
of questions
scared to
on
click
this.
those links.
Are the books going to be available for us normies? Will we be able to buy the book on Amazon? Can we buy them after the delivery?
I'm
I
about to
hear
click
you.
the link. If you see my camera disappear because it's malware that's shutting down my Mac, you know
Okay.
why. I'm just
I am going to look to like the short answer is yes, I have some surplus that I am.
He's
He's grinning in the thingy. It's not malware. Don't believe it. That was good.
like that one.
Yeah, it made me laugh. For people that really want to get a copy, like we are exploring every possible avenue. In the short term, yes, I will find a way to sell them direct.
Okay, it's the book because it came from London.
Yeah,
So it's the book.
It's the book.
Okay.
In terms of making more and selling them as a product, we are trying to find a partner to assist us with this. We don't have the budget, the capacity to spin up a publishing arm, right? So, but the important thing we want to do right now
for free.
Yeah, the important thing we want to do right now is get them out to the people that backed them and have been waiting so patiently. The final batch of deliveries should take place early next week, so Monday onwards. Once that has been completed, I will breathe a sigh of relief, and then I will take a look into how many organs I need to sell to pay the bill, and then we will have a look at what we can do for everything else. So, yeah, watch this space. We'll make an announcement when we've got something to share. I'll be honest, we'll probably have to sell them for a fair bit of cash. Like they won't be the cheapest book in the world. I just want to set an expectation here. We're not going to take the piss out of people.
I mean,
but
it would be a boutique item as we are not
it
a
is.
publisher.
Yeah, it is. They cost an enormous amount of money to make. I'll put it that way. So, but yes, we will share as soon as we can what we will do on that front. So, there you go.
Lewis, what I'll do is I'll do a Patreon exclusive auction for my second book for the patrons that didn't get a chance to back it. Maybe I'll do a patron exclusive auction. What do you reckon?
But just keep an eye on our Kickstarter page for 2025. Okay, we'll see you then. Anyway, some other bits and pieces. Microsoft released a transparency report that talks about their approach to safer gaming experiences.
Banning
know much
shitheads and
They use AI for a lot of that stuff too.
They are.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
They use a range of existing AI models to detect toxic content. Oh, they're not paying people to do it.
Me and Gaz have to sanitize our Xbox party chats now.
Yeah.
We're screwed. Because Gaz and I get very blue and somewhat casually racist in our Xbox party chats.
About Greece, perchance.
Oh, he's been cancelled. Oh, shit. It was instant.
Wow, the AI was monitoring your chat and just cancelled you straight off, Nick.
Gaz gets stuck into Greeks and I get stuck into Pakistan.
Careful.
Gaz is from
Brits.
Pakistan.
Brits, yeah.
Yeah, but he's but same way I'm of Greek origin.
yeah.
Gaz is of Pakistani origin.
Fair enough.
So we get stuck into each other.
Yeah,
all
it's
friendly.
bands
Yes,
between
sounds,
It's all
put-
above board. It's all friendly.
Put that on the joystick.tv/XboxEra stream.
Oh yeah, we should do our
Yeah.
party chats there.
Please don't.
And I did grab that username. We will never
Nice.
use it. I just
You
got it
probably
like with
won't.
Kick, so no one else could.
Yeah.
I had a quick look at that website.
Which one?
Man, Joystick.
The one I mentioned.
TV.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like
It's-
so, Kick. So you've got
yeah.
Twitch, which is fairly clean and PG, fairly. Then you got Kick, which is a bit more risque compared to Twitch, and then you've got Joystick, which is, I guess, non-X-rated, like chat cam type stuff. Like it's just, man, there was no gaming. It was all just women not wearing clothes. Like the whole thing. Like,
Yep.
man, I was shocked.
I mean, that's most of the internet.
yeah, but it doesn't this advertise itself as like a game streaming platform like Kick or
It's a
Twitch?
place where you can game stream how you want. No rules on what clothing must be
Including
on.
with your titties out.
Yeah, like seriously, like man, it's all it was. Every single stream that I looked at was just when I was scrolling through, every single one was like woman in lingerie, woman in lingerie, woman
Yeah,
in
man.
lingerie. woman
Like,
in
come
lingerie.
on.
It's
Like,
what?
men are simple creatures, right? And you think about it. Like, I actually had a friend of mine who is fairly attractive, right? And she's like, I don't know what to do for a job. I was like, stream video games. She's like, yeah, but I can't really play them. I was like, get your fella to play them off stream. Just pretend you're playing them. Just wear you'll make money. Just go and do that. Become one of those Twitter girls, and boom, cash will roll in. Because men are gross. Frankly, men are just gross. Oh, I'm in with a chance.
I don't know if it's gross. I think it's more just simple.
It can be. You make the
men
most
obviously
money
be
from
gross.
the gross ones normally, who really think they get
Men
a
are
chance.
just simple, and we're visual creatures. Men are visual creatures.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Anyway, last couple of bits of news, and there's these the last two are pretty chunky ones, right? So last little one, Steam Deck surprise. I think they had a surprise ruined by someone else's RSS feed, Games Radar, maybe.
No, it
But
was
the
GameSpot.
Steam Deck GameSpot, there you go. It was Game something. Steam Deck OLED edition announced. Better battery life, a nice fancy OLED screen.
Yeah, they redid a lot of the internals. They did a die shrink. It's not like new performance, but it can run a little better because it's a lower process nanometer wise. Really nice HDR OLED screen. That's the big difference. 1,000
Very
nit peak
nice.
brightness HDR.
Bigger battery too.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the same price. It didn't go up.
Yeah, that's good of them.
Still not in Australia. Awesome.
Yes, Salva in the chat. Still can't get it in Australia.
Still not in Australia.
I understand, Salva. Hit that like button to express your frustration. Any Australians watching, smash that like button.
But I'm
to
sure
express
they'll
your
have enough to
frustration.
give away one a minute for the 5-hour Game Awards, though.
I did put
They'll
in a
have
request
more than
with
enough
their
stock for that.
PR to ask for one for XboxEra.
Yeah,
I'll
that'd
never
be
hear
nice.
back from them.
Can you send it to me if we get it?
No.
I'll review it.
Yeah, but I'm going to use it to review games on. That's what I'm going to do. That's why
I
that's
don't have
the
a
thing with the Legion
PC.
Go.
Perfect device to give to me so I can start taking Steam codes to do reviews.
No.
Have this argument offline. And then the last two big pieces of news, and I think we'll end on GTA. So, on all the topics of Baldur's Gate 3, you remember earlier in the year, the Series S, holding back game dev,
Potato.
ruining everyone's lives. Developers hate it. No one likes this thing. It's terrible. It was a bad idea. And then the Baldur's Gate 3 team found a 34% optimization in the VRAM, which is a benefit that then ticks upwards across PC,
well, that's not the best way to word it. In being forced to optimize for the Series S, it allowed them to stumble upon a 34%
new optimization technique,
whatever
34%.
it was, which will now benefit
everybody.
the PS5, Series X, PC, everyone. See?
And even Jez churned out a I was wrong about Series S article this week. On Windows Central.
Maybe Larian should get in touch with the devs from Lords of the Fallen on how best to develop for the Series S. Because apparently Lords of the Fallen is not in the greatest shape.
Lords of the Fallen's a weird one where it'll be better most of the time on Series X, but every once in a while it drops to 1 or 2 frames. So that's very, very odd.
Yeah, it was a nice
Robert
little
Vasquez.
sweet end to that story. But yeah, go on. Super chat.
Yeah, Robert Vasquez with a 4.99 super chat. Yo, what's up, boys? What's up, Jesse? Freaking love the show. I'll be at times laughing from the stuff you guys do. Love name a game. What's your opinion on Red Faction 2? That is such a random question. Red Faction 2.
Which game shall I ask for a random opinion on? Red Faction 2.
That was from PS2 days, I want to say.
Oh, was the Xbox days? Red Faction 2? Or was it
PlayStation
on 360?
2 original Xbox. Yeah, it was 2002.
Yeah. See?
Wow.
I was right.
It was fine.
It had all the defamation stuff, right?
Yeah,
where everything
that was
flew
the
up.
selling point.
Do you mean deformation?
Yeah, deformation. Sorry, defamation. He's a slag. He's been sleeping with everyone.
Yeah, Red Faction 2.
No, you're thinking of Gaz and Nick's chats.
Defamation chats.
That's definitely defamation. I just remember Red Faction being a big deal at the time.
Yeah,
because of all the destruction stuff, the defamation stuff. That's the word we're using now. That's the word we're using.
I've earned this.
Have you played the finals and all the defamation that goes on
look at
in
it
the
all.
finals? Man.
AI rules.
The things that AI
Massive
says about
defamation.
humanity, my God.
Massive defamation in the finals. Yeah, I just remember. And then I remember Red Faction, the one on Mars. The Mars one. And there was the meme about the ostrich hammer. The ostrich hammer.
What was it called?
Remember the ostrich hammer meme?
Nope.
I don't remember the ostrich hammer meme, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, bro. There was an ostrich hammer meme. Red Faction. What are all the... There's Red Faction Gorilla. Red Faction... There's a few Red Faction games. Red Faction Ostrich. There it is. Look at that. If you start typing in ostrich, it says Red Faction Ostrich Hammer.
Red Faction Gorilla, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, so Gorilla had the ostrich hammer. Yes. Someone on NeoGAF at the time, I think, made a meme out of the hammer. It looked like an ostrich, and it became a meme. But yes.
Yeah.
Defamation.
Red Faction Armageddon, apparently. Is that right? Armageddon?
Okay. There's a bunch of them. I honestly don't remember Red Faction 2, Robert. I don't think I played the second one. I played the first one to try out the defamation, but that was it. That was the only reason. I remember shooting through walls and going, "Oh my god, look how cool that is! You can shoot through the wall."
Look at it defame itself.
For a bit. Yes, it was defamed by me. I defamed the wall.
Oh, we are children. And the last big piece of news: Grand Theft Auto 6.
I'm surprised they greenlit that game after 5 bombed. I'm shocked.
I've been enjoying the tweets doing the round of 10 years ago what I looked like versus when GTA 5 came out versus now.
Oh god, really? I find that.
Yeah, have you not done one yet?
I did one for PlayStation.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Did you see it?
I didn't see it.
I thought it was incredibly clever.
Was it just?
Hold on, I'll pull it up. Don't spoil
it was a 2-part tweet. It was multi layers to it. So I was getting in on the whole. Oh, this is me when GTA 5 came out. I was getting in on that trend, but I was also taking a slight humorous jab at the fact that in 2013...
Oh, I did see it.
Shu handed the game over to Adam
Damn, I was
Boyes.
gonna
It's
show
like,
it.
well, this was PlayStation 10 years ago. Here we are 10 years later, and that disk drive has DRM.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite a clever jab while cashing in on the current trend.
Also, this is wrong. It is a full reset, not just a memory wipe,
Whatever.
but still.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's a disk drive. It shouldn't have anything. Although
It
we
is
still
what it
don't
is.
know 100%. What I want to know about that disk drive is, if I have 2 of those PS5s in my household, can I switch that disk drive between the 2 of them?
Well, yeah, I mean,
If
if
the
you
answer
can...
is no, then they can get effed.
I'm 99%
is
sure
no.
it's yes. Yes, you can. It just
It
has
better
to
be
be
yes.
activated every time it goes on a new system. Yes, it has to be.
I got-
It has to be activated through PSN every time it goes into a new system. Once it's there, you're fine, unless you reset the system or unplug it and put it into a different system.
Well, I'm hoping that activation is like seconds. As long as that activation takes like seconds, and I could just pop a disc in. Because that, to me, as someone that has that is a 2 PS5 household, like my son has a disc PS5 and I have a digital. If I can just take that disc drive and switch between the 2 PS5s, I would consider selling both those PS5s and buying the new one. And then going, okay, my son is less inclined to play a disc game. I may. So I'll take the disc drive and put it on mine while I'm playing the disc game. And then I can stick it back on his if he wants to play a disc game. That's appealing to me.
Mm-hmm. You'll have to activate it in about 30 seconds every time, as long as your internet's up.
Yeah, I wonder.
My internet's been up
with
since 2013.
like with home Xbox. You know, you can set your home Xbox. I wonder if that's
Yes.
you can only do this 5 times a year. Don't take the piss.
On the
It'll be a
disc
sim.
drive? Oh,
That'd
surely
be weird.
not. Surely not.
You can only
doesn't
swap
say
this to
anything
another
about-
console 5
It doesn't
times
say
a year.
anything about it when you're doing it. So
Neither just home Xbox. Like,
yeah,
I
it
don't
does.
know.
It does now. It
Again,
says
why
you
do
have
they
this many
put
times.
those limits? Why do they put that limit on?
Because
Do they-
otherwise,
it-
you could just change your home Xbox nonstop every day, and all your friends
know
could play
that.
everything.
I get that. But how many people do they realistically think are going to do that?
Yeah.
Where it's going to cost them just billions of dollars. Most people I know don't even know home Xbox is a thing, let alone can be bothered
And if they
exploiting
did,
it to
they'd
that
try and
extent.
if more people knew about it, they'd probably get rid of it.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, yeah, GTA 6 coming out with a trailer in December. Now, lots of
Early
conjecture as to
December.
whether that's
Yes.
going to be at the Game Awards or not. I don't think
Why would
so.
it be at the Game Awards?
I don't know why because people just assume, oh, the Game Awards is on soon.
Rockstar doesn't need the Game Awards.
It doesn't need
the Game Awards needs Rockstar.
Yeah,
So
Jeff would be very
I
happy.
I doubt Jeff is going to want to pony up the money that Rockstar would want. Like, Rockstar can put out that trailer on their YouTube channel and it'll get like 50 gajillion views.
Yeah.
They don't need the Game Awards.
But also, the Game Awards charges people to be there, not the other way around.
Yeah, but Jeff wouldn't be charging Rockstar. Jeff would have to pay Rockstar to get their trailer there.
What money?
Like
Yeah, who
that
knows?
is literally like Rockstar is there's a handful of instances where Jeff would probably have to pay to have the trailer at his show. GTA 6 would be one. Probably
You know who is a...
Naughty Dog's next game would probably be another one.
I gotta show you this. The advisory members of the Game Awards just happens to include a little company over here called Rockstar. They are part of the advisory board for the Game Awards.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you saying?
Yeah,
2 plus 2, man.
you know, they're
Join
a
the
part of the Game
dots.
Awards.
So what, you still reckon they'll have the trailer at the Game Awards?
They could have a teaser. They could have something, you know.
They could
here's
have
like-
a little trailer on YouTube
Yeah.
and then tuning into the Game Awards for the full 2.5
Or
minute trailer.
the other way in
I
a
think it'd
row.
be the other way
around. Yeah, like have a
Other way
minute
around.
at the Game Awards and then
Yeah.
check out tomorrow on our Rockstar YouTube channel for the full 5-minute trailer or something.
It'll probably
Yeah.
be that. It'll probably be more like, here's just a title card trailer that shows the logo off. and
a
then the
little
full
bit.
trailer is on their
They
channel.
get little hints type of stuff.
Grand Theft Auto reviews quite well, right? The last one 10 years ago.
I don't know
quite
how,
well.
but yeah, I don't know how, but
Because it's an incredible game.
Now,
No, it's
wait
not.
a second. I've seen lots
yeah.
of people now going, "Oh, I don't know how GTA is going to evolve now. The world has changed. You know, their kind of satire and the blah, blah, blah." And I'm wondering if this time around, the tides will turn on GTA. a little bit.
Grand Theft
You don't think
Auto's
so?
immune, even to the San Fran bubble. GTA is immune. They can do and say whatever they want. It won't matter. It won't matter. It won't matter.
Fair. Just
The
asking.
game will play. The game will play like us, just like all the other ones do, and everyone will still go. It still baffles me. And like, did you see on Twitter there were people that were like upset that Jason Schreier spoiled the fact that GTA 6 was going? It's like, did you think that the game wasn't coming or something? What's the surprise? Like, it's GTA 6.
I think it's just the very short period of time between his exclusive reporting and the tweet that they had. Like,
okay,
Well, the
Jason
tweet that
has a
they
job
had
to
was
do.
very obviously responsive to the leak.
Yeah. And,
You know,
and
it
Jason Schreier has a job to do, and Bloomberg have clicks to get. So I
it's
understand.
a lot of people who
if
don't
they-
like the job or focusing on clicks.
Oh, get over it. It's
No.
Stop getting upset. Stop getting
No.
upset.
You
because
like
an ad was
leaking, so of
spoiled
course
for
you're
you.
going to defend him.
I don't like or hate leaking. I don't give a crap. I've told my story, so I'm not going to go over it again. In the end, stop getting upset because an ad was spoiled for you. That is what you're getting upset at. So you all complain about ads. You don't want them on your dash. You skip them on YouTube. You put ad blockers. Ads. I hate ads. But then someone spoils an ad for you and you get upset. Oh,
I've a
you
slightly
spoiled that
different
this
take.
ad was coming for this game that I've known has been coming since 2001.
As a consumer,
I'm
you're
upset.
right. I don't give a shit. But I have seen takes from other video game developers that are like, that one guy that knows or works for Rockstar or is associated with someone that works for Rockstar has gone out and on behalf of that whole team that have probably been working to that moment and working their butts off for marketing and doing their job and blah, 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 and really excited as a whole team. Hey, guys, everyone come around. We're going to reveal it to the world. That one guy somewhere has gone, psst, Jason, they're doing a GTA 6 trailer in early December. And boom, that surprise that they have been planning is ruined. And I've seen lots of takes from community leads and developers that are like, that sucks. Don't be that guy on the Rockstar team that has leaked that info. Because, like, you've just pissed off everybody that you've worked with, right? And no one will know who it was, apart from Jason Schreier, right? But that side of things, I get. But yeah, as a consumer, I don't care.
I'm seeing Georgie in the chat going, "You're dissing Jaw Muncher." Am I?
He
did Joe
probably
Muncher
was
say?
calling. I don't know. Just think about it. He's probably talking about how on the forum he was like very upset about the leak.
Was he?
Was
And
he?
you're saying don't be. I don't know, but I'm guessing.
I'm
that
friends
based on
with
what he
Jaw
said.
Muncher. Jaw Muncher's an admin in my Discord. Like, I'm friends with Jaw Muncher.
You put a lol.
I'm
I
not
don't think
dissing
he's.
Jaw Muncher.
No.
I'm just talking in general. Like,
Well, he said calling out because yeah. Yeah.
oh,
so he was
okay.
saying.
I didn't
you
know that. I didn't know that, Georgie. So I wasn't. That wasn't aimed.
This is
at Jaw
riveting
Muncher.
audio for the MP3 audience. You got to.
I've
They have no idea what you're
always had that opinion on people getting upset about surprises being ruined. Like, in the end, John, I get what you're saying, but do you think it's going to prevent any copies of GTA 6 being sold? You're muted.
No, not at all.
So what's the big deal?
I know.
What's the
I'm
big
just
deal?
saying. I understand that point of view.
Like, the person that you're referring to that had all their work spoiled, are they going to get fired?
You'd
No.
Well, you'd hope not.
Is it going to affect sales of GTA? No.
No.
Is it going to affect how many views the YouTube trailer gets? No.
It still feels reductive though.
What's the big deal?
There
Did
isn't one.
you not know GTA 6 was coming?
What?
You did.
It's not
We've
the argument
known-
though. It's
We've
not the
known
discussion.
GTA 6 is a thing since GTA 3 took off. We've known there was going to be 57 GTA games. Like, this is meaning. Look,
But
I'm
you're
sorry,
having an
maybe-
argument about So there are people who got mad at Jason. Yeah, fine, whatever. He's just doing his job. But it's for people like me, it's more that I feel bad for the people in the company that were looking forward to giving this surprise, that then it gets ruined because one of their coworkers or somebody that's like maybe contracted to do like a lot of times it's people who are contracted to do subtitles for different versions of the video, like the people that actually work there. I know you don't care about other human beings because none of them are as handsome as you.
Why is it, you don't care about human beings? Nothing about their job. They're still getting paid. They haven't been fired.
They wanted to be the ones to give
every day.
It was their surprise. They wanted to be the ones to get to give it. That's it. Yes.
Well, in a year where everyone's losing their job, maybe just be happy you still have that job and don't worry about, I didn't get to surprise a bunch of children.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ.
In other news, Peter
You sound like a monster.
says, what does Nick sound like in the middle of the day? He always sounds like he just took off the CPAP.
The CPAP? What? What? The CPAP?
It's a breathing
What are you
machine.
talking about? Oh, yeah. I've got hay fever at the moment, mate. And my son's going through the same thing. I was playing Fortnite with MWIII on PlayStation 5. And he goes to my son, he's like, have you got a cold? Because he sounded like he was talking very nasally.
Yeah.
And I'm going through a similar thing because I've got hay fever. We've got a lot of plane trees here. And they cause a lot of hay fever and stuff. So, yes, I am going through a thing at the moment where I can sound a little bit nasally.
I can definitely see that last segment and Nick getting a lot of hate inside the video game industry now.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, it's people new to the show because I've been saying this stuff for years.
Well, this feels more mean.
But
Why
hey,
does it mean?
Mhm.
Why is it mean?
If you don't know, it makes it even worse.
Indiana,
I don't get why it's mean. Like,
let it go.
the surprise was ruined. Like, your job's not affected. You haven't lost your job. Your job's still there. You did a good job, I assume. The trailer hasn't leaked. I'm just not understanding the problem.
And that is the problem.
I don't get it.
I guess it's
Oh,
like
no. An
you
ad
work.
got ruined for me.
Say you worked solidly for 6 months on this really massive marketing plan. Like you personally, you worked on it, working. You had it all planned out, and man, your heart was in it. It was going to be perfect. It was going to be this. It was going to win awards for how good of a reveal it was. That's how good it was.
But the reveal is still happening. But the reveal is still happening.
I know. But the way that it was going to come out and all of that, and then someone on your team that you don't know was just like, yeah, this is happening in December, and you're forced as a company to put out this rush tweet that's like,
in a company where everyone's under an NDA, everyone has agreed to not do this, and then one guy just randomly does it. But it's not about that.
If the trailer leaked, I'd be more understanding if the trailer
But it's not about. It's the fact that somebody wanted to do this. No one else in the company. Only took one person to make this decision to essentially just change the timing for everyone else.
But that's how leaks work.
You've got to agree it's a dick move of that one person, right?
Yeah, 100% it is.
Okay, cool.
That's what we're talking about.
That's it. That's all we're saying.
But I never said it's not a dick move. I just said it's not a huge deal.
You started saying people should stop crying like babies.
The announcement of an ad was spoiled for me. Like, think about what
you're
you're
taking
saying.
it again. You're
I'm
taking it from the
announcement of an ad. But that's the perspective I was talking about it from. I said I saw people upset on Twitter at Jason Schreier for spoiling the ad.
To that.
Yeah, we weren't talking about that perspective.
And a lot of people are just also upset because of actually caring about people in the industry and their sadness at having something like that.
But that's not what I was
ruined.
talking about, though. I was talking
we
about
were,
the
and you
fact
just
that
kept
people are
ignoring
upset
it.
that an ad was spoiled for them. That's what I'm talking about. Of course, it's a dick move that someone decided to ruin the surprise.
I'm glad we all agree.
I'm not saying it's not.
But hey, we hit over 100 likes, but there's like over 200 people watching, which is a shame because I'd like 200 likes, please.
And that was the last news story, so they won't be watching much longer.
I know. That 200 is going to plummet
I
because
can keep going.
No, I know. That's why I need to move on for my insanity. It's going to plummet because you know what time it is? It's time for and look, we've held polls. We've asked the audience. We've asked our patrons. The verdict is in.
Oh, now we can talk about it.
Name a game is fun.
Wait. Yeah, name a
But
game.
you
is fun.
had a
You know
new
how I said
idea for a
earlier.
new game show. Now you can talk
new
about it.
game show.
New
that
game
we can
show.
Maybe do. So for the whingers that don't happen to like name a game, but I still think having a little game show breaks it up nicely, enlightens the mood. Some people, like someone made a really good point. They love, as a truck driver, they love having name a game to keep their brain switched on those long drives, and that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Like my wife's grandfather was a truck driver, and he used to always have issues with keeping the concentration and staying awake, and I like that story. That resonated with me. I thought about one, also stolen from the same radio station in Melbourne, where Jesse gives you and I. He said we have to guess the year that a game was released. So Jesse says, okay, Alan Wake, and then we have to get our buzzers in and say what year that game released.
Okay, we could do that.
What do you reckon? I reckon that's a good one.
Yeah.
So
We'll
we both
work
buzz
on it.
in 2010. Jesse says, okay, what year did some other obscure game come out? And we have to guess it. And there's two ways you can do it. Either the way this radio station that I have not stolen it from does it is if no one guesses the actual year, it's whoever got closest to the year.
Okay.
Or we can keep going until someone actually gets the year right.
Okay.
Harder to make that one
What
funny.
do you reckon?
Yeah, I think the
It's
humor
not about being
element-
funny. It's just about being a game show.
We'll work
I
on
didn't
it.
make
We'll work
name a
on it.
game to be funny. It was just I thought it was a fun thing to do. It wasn't about funny.
Taken off because of the humor.
Yeah, I think the humor.
Well,
the
no
humor
one-
sells it. But anyway, okay, we'll put a pin in that. We'll discuss it offline. See what we can come up with.
Well, come on, ShadyPinesSteve. Why don't you give us a replacement?
But hey, it is that time. And look, if you're a bit of a name game's boring, stick around, see if you can guess the names of the games, because it's quite a challenge. Let me tell you. Hit that button.
I had it early. The category for this week: games I reviewed in the past 15 months.
Fuck. Everyone's quickly, hastily opening XboxEra.com, clicking Jesse's name.
Who are we playing for this week? Nick?
Yeah, Nick.
I am playing for Haymaker,
Oh, wrong one.
and John is playing for Colm Brown.
Cool. And listen, Name a Game isn't just us having a silly old time. Name a Game is a way for us to reward our wonderful patrons. So every week we pick a patron from our Patreon subscriber base, and Nick and I act as champions. So that's who we're playing for. They win a game out of our massive Excel spreadsheet full of global game codes. So, it's worthwhile being a patron.
Let's get him in.
And yeah, Tom Henderson's here.
Let's get him in.
Oh, he's in the chat.
He's just come off of Game On Daily. I think
He was on Game On Daily. I want him to jump on and say publicly how much better we were to be on than Game On Daily.
Oh God!
I want him
Nick's
to
not
say
even in the damn buzzing channel. Wow.
because I know
I
for a fact that Tom loves me more than pretty much anyone else.
Man, this is...
I know.
It gets sad sometimes, doesn't it, John?
It does.
I know
It's
that for a
painful.
fact.
Yeah.
It's painful.
It's really embarrassing to be a part of.
It upsets me, that we have to deal with this kind of level of ego.
Well, desperate to be the man he thinks he is.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
All right, well, number one. Oh, there
I
he
was
is.
hoping Tom could be. Maybe Tom wants to host. Or is he?
No,
too
he's in.
Hello!
Hey, there he is.
Tom Henderson, the man, the myth.
Hey.
Nick wants to ask you a question about your experience on this very professional.
You liked it better here than Game On Daily, yeah?
I mean,
Yeah, because when I was on here last time, I was already drunk. Game on Daily, it took me a while to get drunk.
yeah.
But yeah, it's better over here. Sure.
He's clipping that, sending it to Gaz right now.
Are you gonna host? Are you gonna host Neighbor Game?
Oh, not again.
You see, audience. He loves
Game on
hosting
Daily
that
was
game.
better.
Nice one, Nick.
Don't
You
lie.
fucked it.
Don't be mean, please. That's not nice.
Oh dear.
Are you gonna host? We're doing it now.
No, I'm not hosting.
He's
Why?
refusing. He's refusing.
Mhm.
Jesse will send you all the words.
No. Can't.
Can't.
Backfire,
I
Nick.
can't fucking read at the moment.
He's
never
now
mind.
too drunk.
Oh,
He's gone beyond the limit, right? He's over the line now. Reading and
He's
organisation and
off his
pronunciation of
tits.
words. Yeah, it's
yeah,
all behind him now.
hosting, fucking hell.
His tits
We
plastered.
look forward to his guesses in these ridiculous things.
Yeah, I'll play along.
Play along, Tom. Why not? Play along.
Oh,
All right.
okay. That'd be funny.
All right. Well, number one is
Go.
The Unkillable, a game I reviewed in the last 15 months.
Unkillable.
Sick.
You just reviewed it, The Invincible.
Correct.
Oh my god. Yes.
See, this is where it helps that I actually read Jesse's work.
Man.
Mhm.
I think I need to win like one more to lock it in for the year and not be able to lose.
I know.
I think. Pressure's on.
I wonder if all the categories are going to be in ways that may help John. Oh, that'd be rough. All right, clearing the buzzers. Next one. Number two is Kings of the Fell Over. Fell Over being one word. Sick.
Lords of the Fallen.
Correct.
Masterclass right now. Feeling pretty confident.
Okay.
You won after this one.
Oh dear.
The next one with Sika Mechanico up 2-0 is Zero Humans Survive Beneath the Bright Domicile.
You reviewed this?
Yep. Text only.
Oh. Tom, give me the answer.
Dude, I don't.
Dude, I
I had to throw some random ones in there. Couldn't all be big
Oh my
games.
god.
Lords of the Fallen.
See,
Close,
he's got it.
but
He's
no.
got it.
At
Oh my
first, I was
God.
going to say No One Lives Forever, but like that's an old game. You didn't review that this year.
All right, I don't think either. Oop, sick.
I think this is an indie game, and I think it was a horror one, and I believe it is No One Lives Under the Lighthouse.
Correct. Wow. Destroyed Nick
I
this
haven't
week.
even heard of that game. I don't even know that game. No One Lives Under the Lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Really
indie game. I
weird
think
little
it was,
indie.
It was May or June this year.
Oh, did you just jump on the website, did you, and click on Jesse's name so all his reviews would come up?
What, and happen to just scroll through and get really lucky? Yeah.
Sounds like inside trading to me.
Basically.
That's what Nick does every time he's projecting. Not saying John doesn't do it, just that they both probably do. Oh, wow.
My lead
A
reduced
sweep.
to 6. My
Holy
lead
crap.
reduced to 6. And there's about 6 or 7 weeks left. So I need to win 1 or 2 more times to seal it up and guarantee
See,
my copy of Sonic Sonic.
I kind of knew
Superstars.
Sik would do better in this one because he actually works on the site, and so he reads my stuff. whenever I'm doing reviews, he'll actually go in and help edit them and knows what's going on outside of his bathroom where he's staring at his mirror all the time like you.
It's funny how even within my own company, how underappreciated and disrespected my work goes. Like, you know, when you give Redfall an 8.5, you know who cops it? I do.
Good.
Yes, my work might not be words in WordPress, but my work is other work. Like
Sik was so excited
for your
he
reviews.
just immediately left buzzing. Even though there's still
What's your drink of choice tonight, Tom?
Buffalo Trace whiskey
Lovely.
with Pepsi Max.
I love
interesting,
Pepsi Max.
interesting.
The sweetness. Oh.
Pepsi Max is so good.
Very
Like, I'm a
nice.
Coke guy. I'm a Coke guy, but when it comes to like the diet drinks, Pepsi Max all the way. It's the
Pepsi
best.
Max and bourbon whiskies. Oh.
It's the one.
I'm just going to test it again.
Love Pepsi Max.
You all done, John?
Can we have the jingling of the ice as well? I'm doing this. There it is.
It's like 1-2 switch. How many ice cubes are in here?
Oh man. All right. We're at the 2-hour mark, and we're at the point of the show where
We've still got more game.
we've got more name of games, haven't we? Yeah, this isn't just
you
over.
literally you went 3 for 3. Well, you got to get back in.
I better jump back into buzzing live and stuff.
He's so excited that he won that he doesn't even know how to live life anymore. This is where name a game. Yeah. You can jump in the same one. I'm not showing it, John. So it's fine.
Yeah, go on. You're all right. Go.
All right. The next one is nuclear chest muscle.
Atomic
Nick.
Heart.
Correct.
You're a fucking jerk for putting that one now instead of at the start.
John was just about to say it too. I could see it in his eyes.
So was
John
I.
wasn't about to say shit. John wasn't about to say shit.
All right. Well, what's the next one? Fuckface. It is predicted.
Clear the buzzer, dick.
That's nicely.
Oh dear.
Clear the buzzer. Now.
What's the next one? Fuckface. Oh Christ. Predicted.
Predicted. Come on,
One
Tom.
word, right?
I reviewed this game on the Windows Store on PC because it is not on Xbox.
Oh.
It had full achievements from a major publisher. Huge bomb.
Okay,
Sik.
got it.
Sik.
Forspoken.
Beat me.
Correct.
Damn it.
Tom Henderson's favorite game of the year, Forspoken.
How do you think of these, man?
A Google and a dictionary, right?
Right.
Google. This is
Bing Chat.
synonyms.
Yeah.
It's Chat GPT. I'm using AI. I'm replacing my own brain with AI.
AI. Mm.
Explains a lot.
All right. The next one, as I click clear buzzers, is Up on Existence. Sik.
Oh, piss off. I got that one first.
High on life.
Correct. It is rollback netcode, Nick. If you got it first, it would say it.
It's bullshit.
All right. The next one, so we make this fast so people don't cry, is, and I'm going to clear the buzzers, don't worry. Shut the fuck up. Next one is reappearing -layer. One word. Reappearing layer.
One word.
One word.
Yes. Nominated this year for Xbox Game of the Year at the Golden Joystick Awards.
Hmm?
Reviewed by me within the last 15 months.
Reappearing layer.
Reappearing layer. Oh.
If I brought up the fact of bicycles existing and shit posting on social media, those would be hints.
Oh, no. Then no. Then you've changed. what
About
I
who
thought.
made this, not about the game itself. It's not Starfield, no.
Man. Reappearing
I
layer.
gave this game an 8.8, I believe.
Man.
Guess Tom.
trying to Google the answer. Give me a minute, guys.
Can we have a genre?
I'm looking through the Joystick Awards trying to find it.
Check your DMs, Tom.
Oh.
Can we have a genre, please, Jesse?
I mean, you could. It'd probably just give it right away.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, see?
I'm not gonna
It's a narrative game.
A narrative game.
It's Xbox first party.
Okay, maybe I just don't know the meaning of the word, so I'll go for it.
Go.
Is it
Sik and
pentiment?
Nick. Yes, that is literally what a pentiment is.
Boom! Didn't even know that's what it
A
meant.
pentiment is when you're cleaning or going through a painting and you see the brush strokes that were there before that have been covered up over time.
Wow.
That is a
I
pentiment.
learn something new every time.
Did you play
Pentiment?
Did you play the game?
Pentiment? No.
Yeah. What the
Not
fuck's
my
wrong
kind
with
of
you?
thing. It's not my kind of thing.
Shut up.
I
It
don't
is. It's
play
everyone's
Xbox
type
games.
of thing. Go play it.
Just let me know when you
Although I am playing Call of Duty Xbox first party IP.
Thanks, bro.
What did he say?
Nothing. He didn't say anything, Nick. Don't worry. Just going to close this DM with Tom.
Next one is local horror Hamlet.
Local horror Hamlet.
Mm-hmm. Sick.
Resident Evil Village.
Correct.
Oh my god.
I did review Gold Edition, but I didn't want to put that in. Britt got it. Nick's just there looking dumb. All right. I mean, handsome. Nick's kind of looking like this. The word being disgust.
Disgust.
I felt disgusted by this game. Got called a
This
hater
should
of Game
be
Pass
simple.
over it.
This should be simple, but
Sik and Mechanico.
Scorn.
Correct. That game fucking sucked. God, I hate Scorn. Hate it so much.
was that the last one?
One more. Try and do them
Oh,
quick
one more.
because last one is Deathless. Deathless. Sick again.
I've no idea. I'm just clicking at this point. I don't know.
Reviewed it in the last 18
And I gave
months.
it a 10. Didn't even wait for a friggin' thing. You don't
Oh,
get to say
I know
now,
what it
Nick.
is. I know what it
Second.
is.
Yep.
I know what it is.
I gave it a 10 as an experience, not really a video game.
Yeah.
The
I can't even
experience
remember
of
the
it.
name of it now.
Oh,
Immortality.
The FMV one.
I've just said it. Immortality. That's what it is, right?
Well,
Oh.
now Nick wins because
Yeah.
you cheated. You had already said you didn't
Yeah,
know.
give him the point. It's fine.
Nick wins
Yeah,
4-3.
Immortality. I was about to say I couldn't remember the name of the FMV one. It was that FMV one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There you go.
Nice.
How you doing, Tom?
HGs.
Tom,
Hi, Tom.
I'm good.
do you still are you streaming Modern Warfare 3 on your channel? Tom, for those who don't know, and I didn't even know until I one day was on YouTube and it fed me Tom's channel as part of the algorithm, and I jumped in his chat. Tom has a YouTube channel, and a lot of the time he streams like COD and stuff. But the first time I jumped in your channel, you were streaming what I thought was COD 4, but it was Roblox, as it turned out. And that's how I discovered there's a COD game in Roblox
Yeah.
Wow.
through Tom. And I installed it on my Mac, and I started playing it. And then my son was like, ever since he saw it and discovered that was Roblox, because he plays Roblox, he was like, Baba, can I play Roblox on your computer? He just wants to play Roblox on my Mac to play the COD game. But yes, go check out Tom's YouTube channel. He's got like 100,000. Don't you have like 100,000 subscribers?
Yeah, 130,000, I think.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's how I got into what I do now,
Yeah.
whatever this is now. But yeah, I started off on YouTube and then ended up doing this weird thing.
The leaks. The leaks.
Yeah, I got my silver play button. I was like, yeah, I'm done with YouTube.
Wow.
Mm.
Fair play. Fair play. We were
got
just
yourself a what?
lamenting. the plaque that you get at 100k. You get like a
yeah
play button. We were not grumbling, or at least I was certainly grumbling that we've seen like the Escapist team all quit, and then they formed a channel, and boom, they're like at 80,000 subs, and the ex Kotaku guys have boom formed a website, and they're at like 100,000 patrons, and we're just like, fuck yeah, we're not bitter at all, not even a little bit.
I'm not.
I'm a little bit better.
That's for you, risk it.
It's interesting though. It's interesting that like major websites are being either shut down or the journalists are turned into this community focused
like XboxEra.
Yeah, like XboxEra.
This because it's the future of this.
Yeah, it's the future,
industry.
but at the same time, it's going to be interesting to. Well, I'm keeping a close eye on these guys because it's going to be interesting to see how they actually do 3 months in.
Yeah.
But they're lucky that they have the big names to launch themselves off.
Yeah, but what you got to think of is if these journalists, if there's 5 of these guys doing a new site now, and they're entirely community funded, you got to think that these guys were probably getting 40, 50k a year each.
Yeah,
and now are they? Is that Patreon or whatever it's going to be going to generate that revenue for those guys?
It might combined with ad money and stuff.
It might do, but from what I've seen, these 2 new websites are not doing a website. They're doing it exclusively through Patreon or through
Aftermath is a website, aftermath.site, but it is a members.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like you're not going to get the added benefit of getting like Google search traffic, for example, right? That's how they're doing it. So they're doing it exclusively through a subscription membership. So when you're talking 5 guys at $50,000 a year, you're talking $250,000 a year, which is what 4,000 people at $10 a month.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how that does.
There's a super chat here that's probably for you, Tom, from our friend Good Old Collingwood. Which
it literally starts with the name Tom, so it's definitely for him.
Yeah, I know.
See?
Good Old Collingwood. Tom, would you have leaked the GTA 6 trailer date? Or spared the feelings of the Rockstar developers?
I would have leaked it.
Yeah.
But why not?
We were just having this conversation, about we understand, and I'm sure you do, Tom, as well. You'll understand that in that scenario, there's probably a whole team of people, and one person on that team has gone around the side and been like, "Hey, Jason." And for that team that's working on it, it's kind of like a bummer. But it isn't. It isn't, because when they announced it, it doesn't take anything away. No one's looked at that announcement and gone, but Jess ruined
it.
Thank you.
Nobody gives.
That's what I said.
Nobody gives.
John, you are talking to 2 people who really are all about leaking.
I know. I don't give a shit.
No, but
I understand that they could give a shit. Those employees.
Tom's not saying that the person who did that is not a dick for doing it. That's not what Tom's saying. Yes, the person who did it should not have done it. We're not arguing otherwise. What Tom and I are saying is the net result of what he has done affects nothing. It affects nothing. It doesn't. It doesn't hurt Rockstar's bottom line. It doesn't get the guy who planned the marketing fired. It doesn't affect sales of GTA 6. It doesn't affect anything.
It makes the people on the team around the game sad. That's all. That's all we said.
I disagree, but okay.
But they said they were sad.
No, I disagree. I do.
I was on your side of the argument. I was arguing against these 2.
Yeah,
I was arguing
also-
against these two.
Yeah.
You were arguing something different than we were talking about repeatedly, mostly.
Well,
But
I was complaining about the people whining on Twitter that their surprise was spoiled for them. Like they didn't know GTA 6 was coming.
Like that tweet has not lost any engagement. It's not lost any hype.
Yep.
It's not lost anything
Nothing.
from Jason doing what he did. And if I was in Jason's position, I would have done exactly the same.
Me too.
I don't give a shit if it was a month prior to it leaking or 10 minutes before. I'd still do it because, I just would. I mean, obviously, there's added benefit to you doing that, but yeah.
Nick's ego gets even bigger every time he does it. It's dangerous.
It is dangerous, Tom.
Hey, Tom knows there is stuff that I could have leaked that I did not, and Tom knows that firsthand.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
How magnanimous
so I'm
of
not a
you.
completely heartless fucking prick.
That's the same for everyone, right? Like,
Yeah.
for example, with all of the stories I've done, that's probably 20% of what I know, or 10% of what I know.
Correct.
It's not just done just for the sake of hearing
That's
it. There's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes that people don't see.
I'm not a completely heartless prick. There was something I could have leaked very, very recently that would have made me look like a total asshole, but I would have got the clicks and the clout for knowing about it ahead of time, and I didn't because I would have been a prick for doing it. And I didn't.
Good on you, mate.
Thank you very much.
Good on you.
Tom knows.
There is one last super chat, I think. We did
Yes,
risk it
there's
for the
another
biscuits
Oh,
one,
no.
right?
But I didn't say Riskets because there's story behind Riskets. Hold on. Advantage paid play on. Now, Risket, good old Collingwood is watching too. Mate, get over it. We won the flag, mate. Get over it. You can't throw 28 at me anymore.
ya!
Look where your club is now. Look where your club is now after winning that ill-gotten flag. You're a joke. You're a joke of the competition, mate. And look where we are. We're the Premier. We just won it all. On the way up. Not on the way down. On the way up. West Coast fucking suck. Collingwood are the best. I should thank you. For West Coast winning that flag because it was a blessing in disguise. If we had won that flag, our club would be where yours is right now.
XboxEra would like to apologise to all
We're the
non-Australian natives for this unnecessary AFL tangent. Thank you.
Okay, Assassin Entertainment. Hey everyone, Tom. If you had to work together on a story, he's already done it. He's already done it twice with me because he loves me the most. Who would you pick? Jez Corden, the Bean Baron, or Special Nick, the Prideful Prince? He's already worked with me twice. Thank you very much. Eat shit, Jez. Tom loves me
The
most.
funny thing about this question is that I thought that the prideful prince was a separate person.
Can you please update your Twitter bio, Nick? The Prideful Prince. I want to see that in there. Yeah.
Tom and I have worked together on 2 stories. Again, because I'm not an asshole, there was something that I was given that I looked into and found out that Tom had sort of dealt with it first. So came to Tom and said, hey, Tom, I've got some info on this thing. And then Tom was like, yep, let's do it together. So there was Battlefield 2042, the season pass for that, for year 1. The Crew Motor Fest.
Yeah.
Was there another one or was that it?
I
can't remember. I can't remember if there was another one.
I definitely can't.
There's too much whiskey right now to remember things, okay? The
They're the 2 that I remember.
will come in fits and starts tomorrow.
We've already done like co-leaks where we had the rumor mill and then Tom put the article on either Insider Gaming or Exputer was one of them. I can't remember.
Hello. Oh, that's Jesse. I thought Tom was on to some other booze then.
No, I can't drink beer or anything. Fuck that.
Fair.
Just
beer's
give me the
gross.
hard stuff.
Beer is gross.
Now we're at the 2 hours 20 mark, so we're about to hit community questions. So for frequent listeners, community questions is the chance for our patrons to hit us up with short, concise 250 characters or less questions, and none of them do that. But let's dive in.
Okay, community question. Sorry, I was replying to someone on YouTube.
Okay.
Who asked if I want a medal. I said no, but I'll take a medal.
Fair.
Okay. Our worst patron, ShadyPinesSteve. What podcast hooked you guys on listening to them and influenced you to start/join your own? For me, it was the suite of fantastic One Up podcasts back in the day, including One Up Yours and GFW Radio, as well as the Hotspot on GameSpot, and later the Giant Bombcast. John and Jesse, keep up the good work.
Wow. Unlocked was a big inspiration for starting the podcast.
For starting it, really?
Yeah. Because I listened to Unlocked and I was like, these guys don't know anything about what's actually going on. Yeah.
I always listened to Unlocked. I was a long time Unlocked listener. Okay, Jesse's gone.
I think his internet's died.
I was a long time Unlocked listener, but they weren't, I wouldn't argue they were the inspiration for me wanting to do this.
It wasn't the format of Unlocked that I was like, I really love this. It was the fact that I was frustrated that there was often these these guys work in the industry, and why do I know more about the studio that they're talking about, or why do I know more about this development team, and so on? And it would drive me nuts, and that's why I was like, fuck this, someone should start a new Xbox podcast.
Nah, for me, there was a podcast that, again, I used to listen to for years, just a little local community / whatever one. And I don't know, I just used to, because when I used to go into the office, I had the drive into work and the drive home. So that's when I used to listen to podcasts, on the drive into work and on the drive back, because it was always a long drive, a lot of traffic. And there's a podcast that I used to listen to, and someone who used to be on that podcast towards the tail end of its life, and who is a watcher of ours, The Winter Shoulder. There used to be an Xbox podcast called Xbox Uncut. And I used to listen to that. Even Tim Dog used to appear on that podcast every now and again.
Wow.
Xbox Uncut I used to listen to. And that was kind of, I guess you could say, inspiration for like, well, we can just do our own thing.
Yeah.
Sort of. If I was going to pick a podcast that I would say maybe inspired me. I don't think I was inspired by any specific podcast per se. But if I was going to pick one, it would probably be Xbox Uncut.
Nice. That's a good story. I appreciate it.
They went for a long time, Xbox Uncut. They only just stopped.
How come they stopped?
I don't know. I just think they got overdoing it.
Fair.
I think. I don't know the full details. I think they just got overdoing it.
There's the Assassin Entertainment. There's a lot of Xbox podcasts now. There is. There's a huge number.
Yeah. Even we got in late to the game, I would argue. Like, we've been doing this for 4 years now, but we got in. Scary. We got in just as the explosion was happening, so we're not one of the OGs.
No.
We got in just as the explosion was happening, I think. What would you say, Tom?
About what?
It's all right, buddy. You just keep drinking.
I'm picturing him in his smoking jacket, maybe a cigar loosely in one hand.
You just keep drinking. Don't worry about it.
About what? What are you asking? What's going on?
What are you asking?
Right, buddy.
We were talking about podcasts that inspired you to like start shows and do your own thing. Like, what got you into YouTube? What inspired you?
What got me into YouTube? I don't want to take a dark turn, but
yeah, go for it.
But
it's like let's go.
Like watching certain YouTubers like Sandy Ravage, who was a Call of Duty guy, and getting into the Call of Duty side of things, like helps me mentally, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Like it was a very good escape, and then that allowed me to or motivated me to make my own Call of Duty YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I ended up leaking some Call of Duty stuff, and all ended up to me being sat here talking to you guys.
That's how Doug did it too. Modern Warzone.
Yeah.
He's just like a COD streamer, and then he leaked a couple of things, and then it just blew up and took off for him. Shout out to Doug / Modern Warzone. We had him on the show too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we've had him on the show. Yeah, he and I were in DMs, and I think he might have even reached out to me one day saying, "Hey, I'd love to be on your show." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, cool." Yeah, Doug was good.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, it's interesting how the online community helps a lot of people in ways that you wouldn't even dream of.
Yeah, I've seen lots of threads on our forums. You know, there was one that was particularly just talking about, hey, I a member of the community, and I'm not going to go naming names. Like, I'm feeling awful, and I just want to thank this place for existing. And then suddenly, loads of people were popping in, talking about different ways to overcome certain vibes and how to make themselves feel better and different techniques. And before you know it, people were organising little game nights and friendships had formed. And I love seeing that kind of stuff go down. Like, the majority of my close friendship group, I met playing Halo 2, and I'm still 20 years later friends with these guys. They're closer to me than any friends I went to school with or anything like that because of the common interest, right? So we're all from wildly different backgrounds, but and it makes the effort to meet up is always there. It's like every 3 months we'll find an excuse, some reason, be it a LAN, a barbecue, something to go and hang out because the friendships have become so important. It's good shit. It's good shit.
Yeah. I think
another super chat.
Yep.
Another super chat. Brisket for the biscuit. Why is the Flash the worst comic book character?
Is this an opening to a joke or is it a genuine question? Like, are we meant to go, I don't know. Why is the Flash the worst comic book character? And then they'll send another super chat.
I don't read comics, so I don't know.
No,
probably just because it's a comic book character.
Yeah. All comic book characters are kind of rubbish.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. By the way, I'm back. Hi.
Hi, Jesse.
For some reason, my router just did not want to let anything connect to it until I restarted it.
There you go.
Yeah. I wouldn't say a specific podcast inspired me. I just thought the YouTube world shouldn't be denied this face. So I'm like, I need to find a way to get this.
I wish I wasn't here.
I wish you were still down. Question 2 from Jesse Brother.
Okay, Jesse Brother. Hello, people. Have to admit, Alan Wake 2's titular character has become the subject of a real love-hate relationship for me. I'm currently in the middle of Initiation 8, Zane's film. Me too. After suffering through Ocean View Hotel Room 665 mission, and I'm kind of being back to hating playing as Alan. And like Jess warned me, I can't switch back to Saga yet. What? What order has he done it in? And have to play
so he probably got far enough along as Saga where he had to then play as Alan to catch back up, because eventually you do have to get them in sync.
Because that's what I did. I did most of Saga and hardly did any of Alan.
I think he doesn't like Alan stuff because it's the brain bendy, puzzly things.
Yeah,
and with
I'm the same.
Yeah.
I prefer Sagas. I much prefer Sagas segments. Then again, just before those previously mentioned chapters, I did this chapter called We Sing. And dude, mate, Jess, Nick, John, fellas, blokes, best level of any game in 2023. The big musical one.
Whoa,
You're so bad with the spoilers. Jesus Christ, man.
Hey, man, the game wasn't even working for me until today, so,
No, I mean Nick's bad. He just blurts them out.
I know.
It was like an interactive musical. There you go. He's already saying it. And coming from someone who is a fan of musicals, I flippin' loved it. It was so well done. My question of this week is, what's been your favourite part so far of this masterpiece of a game?
Easy answer for me. Being able to get into the car
and start the game.
And start the game. Brilliant. 10 out of 10 game of the year.
Alan Wake 2? He's asleep. Tom.
He's gone.
He's muted. He's done a John and he's muted. No, he's probably not even there. He's probably not even there. My favorite part so far of Alan Wake 2, it's just, I don't know, my favorite part's been all of Saga's stuff. I've really enjoyed Saga's segments. Like a lot more than I expected to. I'm trying to think if there's a particular... yeah, the dinosaurs saying, Alan. I think of all of Saga's levels, I'm trying to think which one I like the best. Maybe the one at the
one where you say it really vaguely so you don't spoil anything.
The one at the Coffee World. Probably Coffee World.
I think that's big enough. They bring up Coffee World enough where you can assume eventually you're probably going to go there.
Yeah, I think Coffee World is my favorite part. But I like all of Saga's parts. Saga's parts are my favorite, personally. I don't mind Alan's parts, but for me, Alan's parts outstay their welcome a little bit more.
Alan's
sometimes
bits and pieces.
They just go on a little bit longer than I feel they should, personally. But yes. What about you, Jesse? What's your favorite part of Alan Wake?
There is a bombastic sequence of action with raucous audio around it at the very later part of the game that you haven't seen yet, Nick. So I called out We Sing and this part as my two favorite levels in a game in a long time, maybe ever. And that
Alan
second
part or Saga part? I
can't tell you. It's a later thing where if I explain what it is, it friggin' spoils shit. I literally can't. I don't want to spoil it.
Thank
You're
you.
playing
I appreciate
as
it.
one of the two only people you can play, but it's a part. There's a lot going on visually and audio wise, much like We Sing, but in a very different action packed way. And that would be my favorite part, and I'll talk about it in, I don't know, few weeks to a month when spoiler cast territory is better.
Okay. Cool. Selfish
It's
Burrito.
really close to the end.
Next question.
So that's why.
Okay. Selfish Burrito, next question. PlayStation has no games. PlayStation has nothing announced for first party in 2024. Where are the PlayStation showcases? PlayStation is mismanaging their studios. Will PlayStation go third party? PlayStation higher-ups are leaving? What's wrong with PlayStation? Why haven't I been seeing any of these dumb headlines / takes over the last couple of weeks? That's a good question. They've all been used for Xbox at one point or another, sometimes without even a shred of merit. There's no way those headlines wouldn't get clicks, despite Xbox being much higher on the Google Trends / SEO. CharlieDayConspiracy.gif. You're gorgeous, Nick. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Selfish Burrito. I am.
Let's see what happens next year. Let's see what happens. Because
here's a point. Don't see a lot of headlines.
You
don't see
won't.
a lot of news stories. Like,
And
you see the news reported straight up. This
Yeah.
person is leaving.
Yeah.
And that's it. You don't see what's wrong with Naughty Dog? The head of technology just left. Uh-oh.
But don't worry, we've replaced him with a 19-year veteran, 2 extra years over his 17 years. Don't freak out.
Uh-oh. The head of technology and Naughty Dog left. Guess Naughty Dog is screwed. Factions gets cancelled. Tech head leaves. Uh-oh. What's going on?
You'll often hear this. Sony have earned their reputation through brilliant game releases repeatedly without fail. I feel
wonder,
like
like those credits are running out now that they're only releasing one game a year.
I do wonder if we get 6 months into next year, because what's coming out the first half of 2024? Someone tell me.
MLB.
Give me a game that counts.
Oh, it does count.
I know, but
For
come on,
normal
give me
it counts.
a PlayStation exclusive.
Arguments,
PlayStation
in fanboy
exclusive.
arguments, it doesn't count, but in normal people,
Yeah, I know.
arguments, it
Okay,
counts.
I'm talking about fanboy arguments. Give me what AAA exclusive are they releasing in 2024?
None. Helldivers 2 is
AAA
February.
exclusive?
No, I just said none.
Oh, okay.
Rise of the Ronin from Team Ninja might be close to that.
Okay.
Supposed to be 2024. And Stellar Blade, I still think that's more AA. As far as we know, their only big AAA would be MLB The Show that we know for sure right now.
Okay.
Yearly MLB The Show.
So I would just say, give it 6
Rebirth.
months.
Shit. Oh, there goes I hit my thing. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That would be the big one.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
I mean, that's not a first party game.
It counts.
It's not first party. Well, not really. It's not first party. So it doesn't count.
Yeah,
in the
I don't
arguments.
know. We'll see. Just have to wait and see.
Anyway, the more important part of that question was that I'm gorgeous and that I keep up the good work.
Yeah, we don't care. Go
I'll
on,
do
next.
my best. I'll do my best to be the shield. So when Jesse
Hytham
gives
G.
a game a good review that he shouldn't, I'll cop the brunt of it. Wait, quick super chat. Assassin Entertainment. Risk It meant that for me. Flash is my favorite comic book character. Running joke in our group. So to Risk It, I pray Nick wins the rest of the season. Risk It, mate. We won the whole thing. He's just upset that we are the best and they are the worst. That's all. He's salty. Okay. Hytham G. Make up questions for the ones that weren't here before on the previous podcasts. Nick, did you ever kept yourself warm by peeing and did a jacuzzi bubble with your fart? And did you ever pooped in the pool? Your experience being in the pool?
Yeah, Nick. Have you ever peed or pooped in the pool, bro?
Not pooped, but I have peed.
We've all peed in the pool.
John, did you... and I've also farted and created the bubbles. Who the hell doesn't do that? John, did you ever did April Fool's prank like a whoopee cushion making a fart sound? Nick again. Have you ever done that, John?
No, I could... Oh, do I want to share this publicly?
Tom's in the chat, but not on the show. What's he doing?
He's just not saying anything. He's still here.
He's maybe he just doesn't want to talk anymore. He just wants
You ain't asking me anything, man.
I did. I asked you a question earlier, and you didn't say anything.
What did you say?
I asked if you were playing Alan Wake 2 earlier, and what your favorite part was.
And you didn't answer, so we were like, "Oh, he's muted. Maybe he's."
So we're like, "Oh, he's gone. He's probably gone to the toilet or something."
I put in the chat. I'm going for a piss.
He did, and then he said, "Yeet back." He did.
Okay.
Yep.
But on that question,
have you ever peed and pooped in the pool, Tom?
I've done more than that.
Oh, this is getting X-rated.
Hold on. How much more can you do than peep and poo in a pool?
You'll be surprised, Nick.
Yeah, come on, Nick. Come on, bro. We're just
Clearly,
normal.
I'm not creative enough.
We're just average normal men. Anyway,
we're just normal men.
I love just innocent.
We're just innocent men. We're normal men. Like
every time is so good.
Flawless.
Yeah.
We're just normal men.
On the subject of farts, and I'm ashamed to admit this, but I'm going to because I think it's hilarious. I am a member of a fart chat on WhatsApp, which is where no conversation takes place. It's just adults sending farts.
Jesus Christ.
Would you like to hear some?
Oh, Tom just left. You just caused him to leave. And he left. He's not in the lobby. God. He left.
Yeah, he can't move himself.
It's funny as fuck. But yeah, there you go.
Well, if he wants to come back,
here's a sample, all right?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You missed it, Tom.
Lucky he missed it.
Oh dear God.
Anyway, Nick again. Have your children ever watched Miraculous Ladybug on Disney Plus and Netflix?
He's obsessed with this show. This is the second time he's asked about this show.
I've never heard of it.
Tom, have you ever watched Miraculous Ladybug on Disney Plus?
Never heard of it.
No.
I've never heard of it.
What's going on?
Miraculous
Ladybug. We're at the mercy of the questions.
I've seen that. Okay, no, my kids don't watch that. They don't watch that. They're a little bit out of that age range, I think. P.S. Curious question. Why is it that you don't want Ryan Reynolds to play as Baird? When I thought of that, an actor like him who is sassy could be a sassy character. Your gents' general take about him? Did we say we wouldn't want Ryan Reynolds playing Baird?
I don't think we've ever had a discussion about Ryan Reynolds playing Baird.
Again,
Tom, do you want Ryan Reynolds to play Baird?
Yeah, sure.
Trying to keep involved. Yeah.
Man, these community questions are whack.
Yeah. Well, Hytham's special. So
he'll say whatever he feels like. I like it.
It's fun. It's always you never know what you're going to get.
I don't mind those questions. I like those questions. They're
Keep you on your
not
toes.
always about video games. It's good. Big Low 25. Hey guys, was wondering, with the reorg, will Microsoft/Xbox be serious about other markets that they are doing badly in and need to improve, especially with regards to promotions and localization into any other language besides English if they want to reach the 3 billion gamers, because they really need to improve their marketing and sell consoles too, even if they say they don't need to?
They never say they don't need to.
They do need to improve all localization efforts across the board.
Very much so. Very much so.
Like the fact that lots of places in Europe, reduce or won't even stock Xbox as a console anymore, is a dire situation for Microsoft that they really need to do something about. I don't know what that is, but yeah, they can't.
I mean, we do know what that is. They're just not doing it for some reason.
Yeah.
We do know what that is. They're just not doing it, and I don't know why.
Yeah, but localization in particular, like the way their games, like the languages that they're translated in, the subtitles they support. Come on, guys. Microsoft do need to sort that out. It's been something people have been crying about for years. Like there is more than enough time to right that ship, and they definitely need to do it.
Yeah. DeoGame. Hey everyone. I know there is a kind of insanity in asking about the next acquisition right after the utter nutsness of ABK. But things at Embracer aren't looking too great, and while we can argue the merits of consolidation all we want, one company has billions in cash sitting unused, and the other had a verbal agreement with Savvy that fell through. Savvy? Do you think there are studios/teams MS could pick up from Embracer beyond the obvious two in Crystal and Eidos? Personally, I could see some baseline interest in Gearbox, Cryptic, 4A, Tarsia, and Gunfire. It's an interesting question because we always just say Crystal and Eidos. Who else does Embracer own?
Yeah. I have to admit, I can't. There's so much still going on with that acquisition that I can't look at new acquisition questions and give them any real thought. So I'll let someone else answer. Can Microsoft buy anything? Yeah. Will they? I don't think so anytime soon. The end of my answer.
What do you think, Tom?
Yeah. What does Tom think?
Saber Interactive.
Ooh, I was just seeing them on the Wikipedia page, and I was about to say Saber would be a good
Aren't
one.
they a Russian developer?
Saying that, I just Googled it, and it was the first.
Oh, they're California.
First thing that came up.
Saber have a few studios around the world.
Yeah.
Oh, they're New Jersey. Yeah.
Saber, very good shout. I'd go Zen, the guys that do the pinball games. Would you do Aspire?
No, not at all.
Yeah, no.
God, they own so many.
Yep.
They own so many. Oh, here's one. Free Radical.
Yeah.
Get Free Radical.
Probably going to be closed down, though, so there will be nothing to buy.
They better not. Who else? Limited Run. And then that way Xbox can get more physical games. Buy Limited Run. That's another one. Why not? THQ Nordic. I'll take them as well for something different. That's about covers it, yeah?
Yeah, I think that covers it. I can't, I'd love to be able to be more like energetic about acquisition questions, but I just...
Oh, now that ABK's over, let's go. Let's get that mill churning again.
Give it 6 months.
Give it a while.
It's so tiring.
Yeah.
So tiring.
Okay. What is next? We have executive producer TornRaptor. G'day, team. Especially you, John. You ravishly beautiful man. Let's not start that, please. It's a bit out, but what do you each expect Xbox to announce at their E3 timed showcase? This far out, it's difficult to know, which is why it can be fun to imagine what could be shown and what you would like to be shown. And you're all rock stars in my book. That's better. That's more like
That's sweet. That's sweet.
That's what I like to see.
What would Microsoft announce June-ish next year?
Blizzard survival game.
Blizzard survival game is a good shout.
So he's saying to announce, so something new.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, so
you
that's
can
hard
also
to
announce release dates and stuff too. Like,
yeah, I think that's
okay.
fair.
So Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
Indiana Jones to get a window at least.
yeah, announce a year.
Yeah, even a year.
Yeah,
Tony Hawk coming back.
not enough time.
Guitar Hero coming back because that apparently is already like.
Tony Hawk just
Underworld.
has to be a title screen. It doesn't have to be a gameplay trailer.
I don't think they
want
want to do title. I don't think they want to do title screens. I think they want to do things that are close. They're not in the business of needing to do title screens anymore. They have too much coming out.
Quake reboot.
Yeah, Halo Battle Royale, if that's still a thing.
Everwild.
What about you, Tom? Leak something. Go.
Well, the obvious one is the next Call of Duty, right?
Coming to Game
Biggest
Pass
moneymaker.
day one.
Yeah,
wow.
that'll be crazy.
Oh,
I mean, it's going to happen, but yeah,
It is. It'd be great. There's gonna be a lot of sodium poured all over the
Salsa.
industry that day. Bit of salsa. A little bit of salsa.
do you not
That'd be a
think
nice
that
one.
they're going to just announce a lot of? I think they're going to do the title screen thing.
Do you? You
Bring-
reckon they're going to just be like throw caution to the
Bring
wind?
back loads of Activision IPs that have been stagnant
Thank
for
you.
so many.
Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
I reckon Tony Hawk would be massive. Like a brand new Tony Hawk. I reckon it'd be huge.
Yeah. I think maybe a new mainline Spyro or Crash Bandicoot or something.
Yep. Crash Bandicoot 5. Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. New
Perfect
Rock
Dark.
and Roll Racing. Rock and Roll Racing.
Yeah, release date
Massive.
for Perfect Dark would be nice. And a gameplay
Yep.
trailer. Everwild
Shadow drop
as-
Hellblade
as
2.
well. Yeah.
Just shadow drop it. Just be like, fuck it. Here you go.
Shadow Drop Hi-Fi Rush 2.
Contraband.
Oh, Contraband, yeah.
Mhm.
We have heard zilch since that amazing Steely Dan trailer.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
got
it
our
was in-
entire reaction taken down for a week.
It was in playtesting at the beginning of this year.
Was it?
Yeah, but they cancelled all the playtests, which I thought was interesting. So I'm just
Ooh,
throwing it out
okay.
there.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what that. I don't know how to take that news.
Neither do
that
I,
trailer,
but
though,
Mm.
man, I should reach out to see if any of the QA testers I know happen to be involved in one of those What? What are you shaking your head for? I'm sure people assume that some of my sources are QA testers.
No,
Surely.
just the general attitude. I snickered. I didn't.
I'm just
my
curious.
head.
Snickered.
Again, it's not to leak anything.
Horse
but
Snickers.
General info. Like I have a source who sends me stuff that I'm not allowed to leak any of it.
I mean,
And it just like I got sent a video last night of something, and I was like, "Oh, that game looks interesting." And they're like, "Yeah, I thought this game was cancelled, but it turns out it's not." I'm like, "Cool, I can't leak it though, can they?" They're like, "Nope, it's a gameplay video of this game." And I was like, "This looks real interesting." That's all.
I do wonder if you'll ever
Maybe
get
I'll share it
subpoenaed
with Tom.
to give your Discord up.
I hope not. I hope not.
I just you
Tom
go
later.
through all of these games. Like someone in the chat's like, "Hey, what about the Kojima project, the Project Overdose, whatever it's called?"
I've heard nothing about it.
The fact that we've gone through so many anticipated titles, long ago revealed titles, stuff that we know is coming down the pipe, like they've got this much to come, it's just going to be nuts. Like I can't imagine what it's going to be like covering Xbox as a platform next year. Ridiculous. This year was already stupid. So yeah, bring it on. Bring it on.
Full on. Okay. Omen. Hey panel. The COD Modern Warfare 3 reviews aren't doing so well, but do you think it will still be the top seller of the year? Yes.
Yeah, we've got a Call of Duty expert here with Mr. Tom Henderson.
Yeah, we have the preeminent Call of Duty figure on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm enjoying Modern Warfare 3.
I've enjoyed my first 10 minutes.
The nostalgia of them bringing back the Modern Warfare 2 maps is a very big sell, but it's hard to like see the game through that lens when you don't have like the old kill streaks, the skill-based matchmaking system, the overpowered weapons and stuff like that. But overall, it's still a very solid multiplayer. On the campaign side, it isn't that well done. It's 4.5 hours long, very rushed. But it's Call of Duty and it's still going to sell incredibly well. The thing with the Call of Duty franchise right now, and I think this is something that Microsoft might be looking at, is that there's a 20-year kind of database of content that they can look at and bring back. And I think that they're probably going to look at Call of Duty moving forward as a Call of Duty mobile type of game. Where even they might even bring back Call of Duty and just call it Call of Duty and just have it as the ultimate live service game.
Wow.
Like a platform.
Yeah. But what they could do with a Call of Duty online game for consoles is that they could bring back 6 maps from Call of Duty Black Ops 1, for example, within that game, but then offer...
Not just Nuketown?
No, yeah, so not just Nuketown, but so what they could do is with Call of Duty as a single live service game, bring back 6 remastered multiplayer maps with the weapons and the kill streaks and whatever it may be. But then on the Game Pass side, they could also bring Call of Duty Black Ops 1 remastered to the fray. So like you've got like a double whammy there of you've got this live service game that's gonna have all of this new content, and then to even sell the remastered version. Like they have a lot of options there with content.
Yeah. Black Ops 1 was a great campaign.
Yeah, Black Ops 1 was phenomenal. And
Black Ops 1 as a package.
Yeah. And then they've not tapped into the Black Ops series yet. They've done it with Modern Warfare. They've done the Modern Warfare Remastered, Modern Warfare 2 campaign remastered. They've not really tapped into Modern Warfare 3 yet, but with Black Ops, yeah, there's so much potential there. Like, even if they just offer the package of a trilogy of the Black Ops series, Black Ops 1, 2, and 3 remastered campaign, that'll do so well.
I have to admit, I still really want to play the was it Advanced Warfare, the one with Jon Snow, Kit Harington in it, and the Spacey one.
Yeah.
Because I've heard the multiplayer was terrible according to COD fans, but that the campaign was actually completely underrated.
Infinite or Advanced?
Whichever one has Kit Harington in it, the space one.
Infinite.
Right. Yeah, I've heard it's really good and underrated.
Oh, so not not
the campaign.
Kevin Spacey was Advanced Warfare, right?
Advanced Warfare. That's one of the best campaigns to me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Unbelievable campaign. Look, the Advanced Warfare is this weird COD where the campaign is one of the greatest ever, but the multiplayer, literally the worst one. Literally the worst one. It's just terrible. But man, Black Ops. Did you play the little isometric arcade game in Black Ops 1?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, even that
It's still
was
good,
amazing.
Yeah.
It was so good. That
Yeah.
game was great.
There's something similar in a game that had released recently that I'm working on a story, which I think is going to be really cool. It's not Call of Duty related, but there is a particular game that offers that ability.
Thank you, Nobody, in the chat. The name is Nobody. Dead Ops Arcade. That's what it was called in Black Ops. Dead Ops. Oh, so fun. So fun.
Yeah, I wish developers did that more.
Yeah, God, that was amazing. Okay, Skedaddle. What's going on? So, Nick, did you ever have the Game Boy Advance back in the day and get to play the amazing Double Dragon Advance? Well, Skedaddle, I still have a Game Boy Advance. I have 2 of them. But I did not play Double Dragon Advance, I'm sorry. I should get my Game Boy Advance games. They're just back there. The great news is now everyone can experience it, as it has just received a first port to modern consoles for over 2 decades. For the price of a Melbourne coffee, what are you waiting for? Yes, I got tagged on Twitter by Brad Ward Fight, who said, "Hey, Nick, Double Dragon, it's on Xbox." John and Jesse, sorry for bringing up Nintendo, Melbourne, and coffee around Nick. If I could also bring you both into the conversation, as I was watching the Double Dragon Advance documentary by Top Hat Gaming Man on YouTube and wondered what you thought about the part where he criticizes journalists and their obsession with the longer the game is, the better it is. Jesse, are you able to play the video from 12 minutes to 15:30 for context?
That's a long
it's
time.
like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah,
it's
I
a long
could.
time.
We also, I'm not going to play someone else's video that long.
But
the
that's
general-
also true. Like, I hate that whole idea that, the game's got to be long to get our money's worth. I love short games. I love short
absolutely
games.
adore short games. More of
Love
them,
them.
please.
As soon as I heard Modern Warfare 3 4-hour campaign, I'm like, ooh, my ears are just perked up. 4 hours. Here we go. That's great.
Yeah.
There you go, Nick.
It's amazing. Oh. Effort, I'll ask. Gears Collection 2023? And have any of you found out what studio is working on it? Well, I do kind of know which studio is working on it. I'm not going to say it because that studio may not be working on it anymore. Shit. Did I just say another thing I was meant to say?
God, just shut up.
I may have accidentally said something else I wasn't meant to say.
Shh.
Fuck. I really hope they don't watch this episode.
They
Let
do.
it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah.
No, not this year. And no.
I don't think it'll be this year. I haven't heard anything for quite a while, so I don't know. I lose concentration sometimes. That's how I ended up here in the first place. Shit. Okay. Yes, I love short games. Can we cut that part out of the show?
Not easily.
Too late.
Okay.
Go on, 3 questions
Next
left.
question. Hugh. Hey, guys. So the golden joysticks happened. Best Nintendo game, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It's Mario Wonder. Best PlayStation game, Resident Evil 4. I still don't know how that happened. Best Xbox game, Starfield. Should have been Hi-Fi Rush. Ultimate game, Baldur's Gate 3. Should have been Alan Wake 2. What did you think of the results? With Baldur's Gate coming out next month, that's 3 out of 4 available on Xbox, which I think is pretty good going compared to previous awards. This also got me thinking, if Starfield outvoted Resident Evil 4, also on Xbox, as the best Xbox game, aren't they technically saying a 7 out of 10 game is better than a 93 Metacritic?
God.
Also,
Is an
now that
86 game better than a 93? If we're being technical.
Yeah.
86 on
I thought it was
PC
83.
Metacritic is 86. The console one has the trollish scores that yanked it down. That doesn't count.
Oh, okay. Also, now that 2023 is nearing its end, how do you rank it against other years, including the legendary 2007? for me, the lack of first-party PS titles is starting to show, especially when the awards have always been their thing, but they didn't really have a presence here outside of VR.
Yeah, best hardware, PSVR 2.
Yeah. It's a lock-in.
Yeah, I wonder where 2023 is going to rank. It's going to be interesting. You got to look back, I feel, before you can get the true reflection of how a year was. I think you need a little bit more time. It's easy to have the recency bias.
Yeah, because you're buzzing off of the recent vibe.
2023 is just the greatest ever. You've got to give it a few years to look back. I've said this before. I feel, and I hope Tom is listening and about to get involved, but he's on mute, so I don't know. I feel like, Tom, what would you say, in your opinion, is like the best or one of the best years in gaming?
This year. Next.
Yeah, see, Tom's wishing what the audience is wishing. Just get on with it.
No, you know what?
I like...
Jon, Nick, have you looked at the next question?
Yeah, the next question is ridiculous. Like, don't read it
It's
all.
one of the longest ones we've ever had.
Just read the 1, 2,
Not
3
longer than
bits.
Keris's used to be.
Just read the bold bits, and then that's it. Like,
I think
Jesus fucking Christ.
2014, while you're there, Tom, have a quick Google. 2014 is a very underrated year in gaming. I put it right up there.
I don't
2014.
think Tom's going to give it a quick Google, man.
I reckon he will.
I am
trust that Tom will.
Googling it now. Chill.
See? I trust Tom. 2014's an underrated year in gaming, mate.
It's not, it's
I'm telling
a
you.
pimple on this year's ass.
No, I've changed my mind. Best year, 2016.
Ooh, 2016. Let me have a look at 2016.
For one game.
I was about to say, because I just had a quick look at 2016 and I'm like, really?
I just need to make sure it did actually release it. Yeah.
Titanfall 2?
Yep.
Yeah.
Titanfall 2 and Battlefield
Titanfall
1.
2, Doom, Gears of War 4, No Man's Sky,
He's doing it for one game. He doesn't care about the rest. It's just Titanfall.
Yeah, it's
Call of
just
Duty Modern Warfare Remastered,
Please, Nick, the next question's so long.
Uncharted
And
4,
we're 3 hours in.
Street Fighter.
He's only doing
Forza
it for one
Horizon
game.
3.
Titanfall 2.
He did it for one game.
It's not bad.
Titanfall 2.
One
Titanfall
game.
99
2.
Rukin. Oh my god, what is this?
Just read the bold bits. Don't read like every just
Yeah, but
this.
I got to at least read the lead in.
Yeah, but and then just the bold bits when you're going down that list because it's a lot.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful day. My question today has to do with rumors with Paramount. First rumor was Microsoft wanted to buy them. Now it's WB. There are also deal that with Microsoft I'm hearing about. So I get to the point, I ask Bing AI, what benefits does Paramount bring by selling to Microsoft? This is what it came up with. Oh my God. Certainly, let's explore some potential reasons why Paramount might consider selling to Microsoft. Diversification into mass media, strengthening core brands, streaming wars, strategic synergies, and financial considerations.
Wow.
Could you see this happening? What benefits do you think Paramount brings to Microsoft? I feel like we've had this discussion in the past.
We've
have,
definitely
and-
talked about them buying a cinema.
Yeah.
Movie,
Anyone who wants to
studio.
read this, because he wrote a lot, for his hard work, just go to about 3 hours and 7 minutes in on the video if you're listening to the audio, and you'll get to see the very
I
long
think
and well thought out stuff.
I mean, WB makes more sense than Paramount because WB also comes with game studios and big game IP. But I still think Paramount would have some value to Microsoft overall. Like, Paramount has some pretty good IP. It would help Microsoft if they wanted to get into streaming services. Because, all Microsoft's big competitors, Apple do their own movies and TV shows. Amazon do their own movies and TV shows. That's two of Microsoft's biggest competitors. So this would give them a leg up in that world.
Your peas are popping.
Sorry.
Bam. Super chat.
Yeah, I think Paramount would be okay for them. I don't know if they do it, but sure. Super chat. Luis Cahigas. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry.
Sounds right.
Sorry, Nick. Oh my god, what was that? Sorry, Nick.
Cat in the sink.
Okay.
Meow.
2024, I meant on Gears. Thanks for the slip up on studio change. Also, do any of you think 2024 will come close to 2023 for game releases? I doubt it.
No,
I doubt it.
this is the culmination of COVID delays all coming
all
to
those
fruition all at
delays.
once
Yeah.
across
I doubt it.
lots and lots of consoles and hardware and everything. 2024 be a bit different, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Last question. Good old Collingwood. Hello, Jon, Nick, and Jesse, and Tom. Happy birthday on Friday to the Series console on its 3rd anniversary. How do you feel the Series consoles are shaping? Are they living up to the promise, or is there still ground to make up? Jesse, I remember when you called my questions theses as opposed to theses.
I like short and sweet questions. I think the consoles are fine. I love the hardware across Series S and Series X. I think the biggest problem Microsoft have had is that due to their position in the market, they are not the primary development platform, and you just get developers not really
using any of it,
doing their best for it, and it leads to lots of weird, like, why isn't this better on this platform considering these things?
Happened a lot earlier. It's far less frequent now. Oh no, it's if you actually go through most third-party releases, if it's not parity, it is better on Xbox. But oddly enough, channels who normally used to really focus on that stuff have decided we're beyond resolution and all these different things now. So you don't hear about it.
Funny that. I think what's happening is slowly now, studios are realizing that those features Microsoft has are quite good, and they're starting to use them. Like Alan Wake 2 is one of the first releases to kind of start to make genuine use of those features, and lo and behold, its performance is quite good.
A big issue is not it's the fact that PS4 was still getting most games, and that PC older GPU hardware was still supported on most things. And then like Alan Wake 2 is like, okay, we're not going to do it, and people lose their mind. So,
and I feel that by the time developers really start to make use of those features, it'll be too late in terms of all that stuff mattering. Yeah.
I have a question kind of tentatively linked for Tom, funnily enough. And sorry, my StreamYard has I've just got a black screen, so I'm presuming it's still working.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's just a black screen on this browser. But the question is, obviously, you've been quite vocal about your information regarding the PS5 Pro, Tom, on Insider Gaming, right? What's your opinion on, considering Microsoft's current position in the market? Now it's closed its acquisition of Activision. Do you see them, leaning towards a Series X Pro, or do they go a completely different route and go for a Series S portable? Where would you say they would land, or is it somewhere else? What's your thoughts?
I think that they need to go for the Series X Pro.
Okay.
Like the Series X was always marketed as the most powerful console, right? And they need to top the PS5 Pro. I think that what's going to happen is that this PS5 Pro is going to come to fruition. From what I've heard, it's going to be November 2024. And then I think that Microsoft is going to follow suit and then do a Pro console a year later.
Interesting.
And yeah, I think that they kind of just need to do that. Instead of going with this route of the cheaper console with the Series S, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that I said this on the Far Superior Xbox podcast, Game on Daily. That I feel like Xbox did kind of like prematurely ejaculate with the Series X, because that is always intended as being their pro console.
Yeah.
But the Series S was always intended as being this lower entry barrier into the next generation console market and whatever. But now with Sony coming in and being like, we're gonna release this PS5 Pro, I think that Xbox do need to come in and kind of top them 12 months later or whatever it's going to be.
Like they did with the PS4 Pro and the One X.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so the One X was a year later after the PS4 Pro, right? Yeah. So I think that's the directions. That's the direction that they're going to take. But whether or not that neglects the Series S in its current format or not remains to be seen.
I reckon they'll do both.
What do you think they're going to do a Series S Pro as well?
No, I reckon they'll probably do the Series X Pro because they kind of need to. But I also reckon they'll do the portable as well.
Yeah, I think Xbox's strategy is going to just be trying to get as low into the market as possible. So with like cloud gaming and stuff, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
No, go on.
I was going to say what they should do to make the Series S less of a, I don't want to say anchor, but if they're going to do a Series X Pro, that kind of, and if they were to do a Series S portable, it just starts to introduce too many SKUs. And I feel like what they should do is, if they're going to do the Series X Pro and the portable, then get rid of the Series S altogether and let the Series S portable replace it wholesale.
Yeah, I agree. That would be what I would do.
Because you'll be able to dock, in theory, a Series S portable.
Yeah.
Just like the Switch. It becomes their Switch. So just let the Series S portable completely remove the Series S from the market, and all of a sudden people would be more inclined to accept a Series S portable. That's effectively Microsoft Switch, I feel.
Yeah.
But that might be just me.
I'd definitely prefer a portable to anything else.
Oh, yeah.
At this point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But that's just me.
Yeah, that's probably the next logical step, it feels like, at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. On that fascinating and interesting last topic, it's the end of the show. So we can all relax. You know, I can go to the toilet.
We didn't lose many. We didn't really lose anyone on Name a Game or community questions. It stayed pretty close.
It's the Tom effect.
Tom.
You know, people want to hear what Tom's got to say.
Oh, you're welcome, guys.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, bro. We appreciate you. But as always, chat, thank you for sticking around and watching and hanging out. We always love it every Saturday. What have we got coming to the site next, or this coming week, I should say, Jesse? What have we got? What have we got landing?
So, upcoming content, Assassin's Creed Nexus review on Thursday. I get to actually say when on that one. A teardown review from me. And also a Last Faith review from me, because I forgot that all these were coming out at the same week again. So I'm doing those three. I'll be working on a Lenovo Legion Go review, because they're sending me one. I'll be working on a MetaQuest 3 review, because they're sending me one. I'll be writing a review for the best gaming headset possible, the Odyssey Maxwell headset.
You know, me. Honestly.
I don't know, man.
Are you trying to make us feel bad all of next week?
When I was writing this up, I was like, I'll ask Genghis and Fairy what they're working on. They're working on stuff too. Like, we got a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 full review coming from Gyutsubaki. I can't say his first name. Fairy Empire. Genghis is working on a couple things. So there's, like always, way too much content coming from a group of unpaid volunteers.
Kicking butt, taking names. That's what we do. Yeah, there you go. Tom, what are you doing next week?
He did write BRB in chat.
Oh, okay. Oh no, we're going to end the show.
I'm back.
Yeah, he made it.
So what are you doing next week, Tom? What are you doing next week? What exclusives are you going to reveal next week?
Oh, that's a bloody good question. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Cool. Good story.
I am. Whoa.
Yeah, that seemed needlessly passive aggressive.
Jesus. Yeah, I'm working on a pretty good article at the moment about features that was cancelled in development.
Ooh, I like that.
For
a series of games.
Oh, okay. I look forward to
Tell me off here. Tell me off here.
So, yeah. EA games, Ubisoft games, stuff that was meant to be, but just didn't happen.
Didn't come to pass.
Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
Darkwing
Things
Duck.
change.
Things change. Darkwing Duck.
Well, all right. Well then, chat. We shall let you carry on with your evenings. Everyone out there, have a great weekend.
Thanks, everyone.
And we'll be back.
And thank you, Tom.
Yeah, thanks for jumping
coming
on. It was nice to hear the tinkling of the ice in your glass
of the whiskey,
once again.
Of the whiskey.
Yeah, I don't know how I ended up here, but
Nick bullied you.
Yeah.
I saw him in the chat. As I sent him the link. He didn't have to come in. He chose to.
But
yeah, that's because you see me on a previous podcast and he was like, "Oh, Tom's drunk.
Get him. He's drunk.
Get it."
It's because of our friendship.
Jingle.
But on that note, we'll see you guys next weekend. Don't forget our.
I won't be on next weekend. I won't
Nick.
be on next weekend.
So let's celebrate. Let's do something fun. We'll see you next time.
Yes, please show up, even though I won't be on. Please, everyone.
Wow, how magnanimous of you.
Yeah, thanks.
I implore you to still watch despite my absence. Anyway, ciao for now.